The following digital content is produced by the CSUN Sports Network and presented by Dignity Health Northridge Hospital Medical Center. CSUN Matador Sports Properties in Learfield IMG College would like to thank the following corporate partners: Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, Under Armour, Northridge Toyota, Buffalo Wild Wings, True Barbershop, Mid-Valley Dental Care, the Warner Center Marriott, AAA Flag and Banner, Meridian Point, the Airtel Plaza Hotel, the Sundial, and Sisto Sports Medicine.
Alan Zinsmeister, when you talk about the Matador, you have to understand the Matador is an outsider. They don't want to let us in. The Blue Bloods, the Mayflower people don't want to respect the Matador because we know we're better, that we're tougher. Just kidding around, AZ. So those deep fake Al Davis has got nothing on me. Welcome to Courtside, folks. Matador's pregame presented to you by Dignity Health Northridge Hospital Medical Center. I'm not Al Davis. My name is Ghazal Hassan, and Alan Zinsmeister is the man who's laughing to my left. CSUN, it's the first of two against the Aggies of UC Davis. Welcome to Matador's pregame presented to you by Dignity Health Northridge Hospital Medical Center. It was up and down last weekend. Friday it was disappointing because the Matadors came out and they went to play a team they probably should have, or they had an advantage on talent-wise, but Cal Poly they left it all out there on the floor and they're able to upend CSUN. The Matadors came back with a much better defensive effort on Saturday and held Cal Poly to 51 points, probably playing their best defensive game of the year. And they're going to need to be more of the same this weekend. For whatever reason, AC, whenever Davis comes in here, it's just a back and forth tussle. It's white knuckling, whatever you want to call it. Last 5 games at this facility between these two teams, 23 points, an average about 4.5 points a game separate the two teams. 2 of those games have gone to overtime. For whatever reason, Davis really puts it on the Matadors from a defensive standpoint whenever they come to the San Fernando Valley.
You said it at about 3 times, Ghazal, defense, and I'm sure that I'll be saying it more. If you look at the defensive stats of the Aggies of UC Davis, they're not holding teams the way they have in the past. Teams are shooting nearly 49% against them. Actually, they are shooting 49% against them. But that's not the Aggie way. The Aggies will play defense. The Aggies will make you guard their offense for the entire shot clock. The Aggies are a team who have confidence in everything that they do, regardless of their talent level.
Last year, I'm looking at the numbers, and again, it's totally different teams on both sides, but in the game that was played here on January 18th, the teams combined to shoot 36%. Both teams, it was a 66-62 Davis win. They went up to Davis on February 15th. Davis won that one too, 110-98. The Aggies were the only team to sweep the Matadors last year. The teams there combined to shoot 59% from the floor and 57% from beyond the arc. Now that's mostly on Davis, who shot 60%, but the Matadors were 10 of 19 as well. For some reason, I don't feel that's going to happen here tonight. I think this is going to be a lay-down, drag-out, just tough. Whoever's the tougher team is going to win tonight. That always seems to be the case with Davis, and recently it's been the Aggies that have been the tougher team against the Matadors. They've won 13 of 14 and 5 of 6 here in the San Fernando Valley.
When you listen to the stats that you just told the audience about, you wonder, how could this be? Because if you look at this Aggie squad, it's not like they have players that are 6'10 and 235 and guys that are leading the conference in three-point shooting and the best defense in all of the Big West. It's just that this Aggie team, for whatever reason, has confidence when they play CSUN. It doesn't matter who the coaching staff is. It happened when Coach Bobby Braswell was here just before he left. The Aggies did good against the Matadors. It happened under Coach Reggie Theus. He didn't have a lot of success. And, of course, Coach Mark Gottfried has won 1 game against 3 losses. So it's just a matter of one team having the ultimate confidence their staff has the confidence, their players have the confidence when they face this Matador squad.
How confident you think this team is? Now remember, Davis, they were on pause from December 4th to January 22nd. That's a 7-week pause. They're 1-3 since returning from pause. They could easily be 2-2. They make a couple of free throws. They knock off Santa Barbara, which is what we're going to look at specifically. But this team shooting 40% the last 4 games since they're back from pause, giving up 56%. Admittedly, a lot of that is that first game against UCSD. The Tritons shot 68% of that game, but still, you look at that. And also, it's a Friday problem, so hopefully the Matadors can take advantage of that. The 2 Friday games since coming back from the pause, the Aggies have shot 31 and 38% from the floor. If the Matadors can hold them under 40%, they're in pretty good shape, no?
And I think the Matadors would have preferred to play this Aggie team is that first or second week that they've come back. Now that they've had 2 series under their belt, I think that the Aggies, they're getting their sea legs, so to speak. I don't think that you'll see the rust in the first game that you saw against the Toreros of UC San Diego or against the Gauchos of Santa Barbara. I think tonight or this afternoon, late afternoon, this Aggie squad is going to come out. They'll be better defensively. I'm positive of that. And offensively, they're going to be just fine. So the Matadors are going to have to bring it on the defensive end.
You know, speaking of offense, you're right about the defensive side because the Matadors offensively in this building this year, about 65 points per game against D1 teams. Obviously, they're opening against Westmont. They scored 97. They're a non-D1 opponent. You know, they've only shot over 40% once against Division I competition. That was against UC Santa Barbara. They shot in the second game 45%. So that's the other interesting thing. They're 2-3 at home here, including the game against Westmont. They did beat New Mexico State here at the Matadome. But other than that, they're 0-2 obviously against Santa Barbara. Their other home game was against Stanford. They lost. So, you know, the Matadors against those types of teams haven't been able to generate much offense, so they've required defense to stay in those games. They were in the Stanford game, and obviously they won the New Mexico State game.
Well, I don't understand why they can't shoot better at home. I mean, this is where you practice all the time. This is where you live, so you ought to be able to shoot better at home. I will give credit to the teams that they played. They played some tough teams at home, and that's because Coach Godfrey just likes that type of schedule. But they should shoot better at home, and let's hope this late afternoon the Matadors can make a few shots, because if they're not making shots, then they better guard better than they did against Cal Poly, because this Aggie squad, man for man, is just a little bit more talented. Well, I should say they're just considerably more talented than the Mustangs of Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
One last thing. So we talked, you know, this pregame show has basically become just a Darius Brown II stand show for me. All I tell you is how great Darius Brown is in this game. But when the Matadors have more assists than their opposition this season, Alan, they're 4-0. When they have less turnover, the opposing team turns the ball over more than the Matadors, they're 4-1. So that's the key right there. Darius Brown II is still number 1 in the nation in assist to turnover ratio. His gap has closed considerably, though. He was 2 or 3 assists ahead of the second guy, and now it's, I think, it's about a quarter of an assist. He has the advantage. This is a game where he's going to need to get other guys involved. Now, as far as I saw, TJ Starks and Miles Brookins are both going to start. We'll discuss it in the pregame when we talk to Mark Gottfried. Neither of them is 100%, so I don't know what type of minutes both will be allowed to play. They're going to need to run their offense, and Darius Brown's going to need to make other guys better, and he's very good at that, Alan.
He's excellent at that, and I think the reason why Darius Brown's assists have come down is teams are trying to take the ball out of his hands, which is smart, because if you allow Darius Brown to dictate the offense for the Matadors, he's going to get them the better looks. He's going to make them run their offense much more fluid. So it's smart when teams try to take the ball out of Darius's hands.
You know, the other side of it is on the UC Davis side, probably their best defensive player, Damian Squire. We have not seen him dressed. So he was probably going to draw the assignment either on TJ or on Darius. If he's not out there, that really changes things up a little bit for the fine point guard for the Aggies. Last year's Freshman of the Year, Ezra Magnon, who we both feel is a fantastic player for the Aggies.
No, he's a fantastic player. And talking about Squire is the type of player that every squad wants to have on their team. He's just a tough, hard-nosed player. And if he's not out there, you know, as you always say, the new cliche, next man up. But whoever is the next man up has to really decide that they want to guard and attack the rim.
All right, we're going to get to Mark Gottfried in a moment. Before that, what the people pay their money for, AZ. The PhD of the hardwood, Dr. Z, brings you Z's Keys, brought to you by our good friends at Allstate. Tell me what the keys are for the Matadors to win tonight, Alan.
Well, they're all about defense, and we're going to go with those letters again. They're going to be 3 Ds: desire, discipline, and determination. Matadors have to individually and as a team have desire, really want to play defense. Discipline on the defensive side. Stay down on the head fakes. Make sure that you know the scout so that you're disciplined enough to do the right things. And then last thing is determination. You've got to be determined at some point in this ball game. There's going to be times that you're going to have to make a stop. And as a team, individually, you got to be determined to get that stop.
Alan Zinsmeister have spoken. Thanks for joining us on Matadors pregame. Mark Gottfried up next on the Coaches Report, brought to you by Mid-Valley Dental.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level. Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag #HelloHumanKindness.
Mid-Valley Dental Care is proud to be the official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Doctors Casey and Terrence Lau have been listening, caring, and explaining for over 44 years. Just blocks from the CSUN campus at 8815 Reseda Boulevard, Mid-Valley Dental Care specializes in athletes' dental care, as well as cosmetic, orthodontia, oral surgery, and dental implants. Make your appointment today at midvalleydentalcare.com, official dental practice of CSUN Athletics.
Welcome back. As part of Matadors pregame from Dignity Health, Mark Gottfried now joins us on the Coaches Report, presented to you by Mid-Valley Dental Care, the official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Coach, UC Davis comes in today, a split last week in Cal Poly. You get right back at it. Let me first ask you, obviously a lot of adjusting, you had a great job doing some adjusting with the schedule in terms of missing games because of COVID, and now you kind of got to shuffle the deck, bumps and bruises here and there, different lineups. Eventually you got to get all your guys healthy, correct?
Well, I think that's probably the biggest key for us right now. And, we've got a lot of guys that are probably not 100%, and that's tough this time of year. So we've got to get through this weekend, and then we've got to get ourselves healthy for the stretch here down as we finish up in February. But, games are coming every week. We do have a bye weekend next weekend, but this weekend we got to be ready to play. And we're playing a team that, the fact that they had such a long layoff, UC Davis, from December 4th till mid-January. So we just got to make sure we're ready to play today.
Every coach says, next man up. It's almost to the point where it's been kind of a cliche, but it is really true. It's one of the true adages in sports. You had an issue last week, and Atten was able to step up. Who are some of the guys we can look at today? Maybe we'll get some opportunities because of some guys are limited tonight.
Well, I think with Atten, he's shown here in the times that he's had a chance to play substantial minutes. I think at Fullerton and then the other weekend, he's really played well, done a lot for us. I'd like to get Amon back in there, Amon Anderson, get him going. And, Fidelis is another freshman. If we can keep him from fouling and stay out of foul trouble, I'd like to give him some time too. But, like you mentioned, we've got to step up. Everybody's got to be ready to play. They got to be able to do what they can do from, a health and injury standpoint. We'll kind of see how that plays out. But, we just have to make sure that everybody is going to step up and be ready to play.
Coach, Festus was one of those guys last year who could come off the bench and give you guys some energy, and it's not all his fault because he didn't get the full off season. Generally, from the end of your freshman year to the beginning of your sophomore year, you're going to make a huge jump because you're used to the routine now. You're used to getting in the weight room. You're used to doing your conditioning. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, he didn't get to do any of that. Unfortunately for him, though, he's still got to play and contribute. What are some things Festus can do? When he plays well, you guys are a much better team.
Well, I think with Festus, it's just his energy level, high energy. He's got to be a good rebounder. He's got to score around the rim. And he's got to be a great defender, and I think he can do those things. He steps up and takes a charge for us when a lot of times, probably more than anybody else on this basketball team. But I think for him right now, it's a matter of when he gets in there to really be aggressive, to play defense really well, and I think he can be a guy that could get some rebound and offensive rebound baskets for us. And, he's done that some this year, but not as much as we'd like him to.
We talk all year about Darius and what he means to you guys, and the matchup today is going to be pretty tough between Magnan and Squire. One of those guys is going to be marking him all game. What do you see for Darius? What are some things he needs to do today? I thought he played very well against Cal Poly, Coach.
Well, Darius has had a great year, and I think today this is a good challenge. I like this kid at Davis. He's last year I thought he was, one of the best young guards in our league, if not the best. So, he does a great job of getting in the paint. He's quick. He shoots it okay, but he really penetrates well. And their whole team does a good job with that, of getting to the rim. They get to the foul line a lot, and they're, I think, close to an 80% foul shooting team on the year. So it starts with him. Their point guard is their key, and we've just got to do a great job against him.
And I know the players change and the coaches change, but they've had a lot of success against CSUN over the last 4 or 5 years. Does anything like that matter? Obviously, you're playing the game today, so the past 14 games don't matter today. But, you've been in the SEC and the ACC, and there's that one team that has your number. Is there any kind of rhyme or reason behind why that happens, Coach?
Well, I don't know if there's any one thing. It does happen a lot, and maybe it's style of play, maybe the style that they play compared to the style we play. But we've got to be able to overcome all that. We've got to be better than all that. And, today is a game that stands alone. And we need to step up today and really defend them well, defend their motion. They move the ball really well. Defensively, I think they do a really nice job, guarding teams. And they had one game a little bit like we did. They had one it was kind of an aberration. They played at UC San Diego. I think it got beat pretty bad, but since then, a little bit different. But we just got to make sure we're really ready to play today against whomever we're playing. Just happens to be Davis today. I want our team to finish strong. And, we're here now in the month of February. It's time to play.
That's Mark Godfrey joining us on the Coach's Report. Thanks, Coach. Good luck tonight.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Back with more in a moment. Thank you, sir.
Tonight's starting lineups and opening tip are presented to you by Northridge Toyota. With over 700 new, certified, and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, they're sure to have one that's just right for you. Come in and see why Northridge Toyota is the fastest growing Toyota dealership in the San Fernando Valley. Northridge Toyota, big enough to count, small enough to care. Located at Nordoff across the street from the Northridge Mall, and proud supporters of CSUN Athletics.
Starting lineups, opening tip brought to you by Northridge Toyota. For UC Davis, a little bit of an adjustment in their starting five. Ezra Mannion, the 5'11 sophomore, Antioch, California Heritage High School in Brentwood in the Sacramento area. He is joined in the backcourt by Cameron Ba. Ba is a sophomore from Alameda, California, St. Joseph of Notre Dame. Up front, Elijah Pepper. Pepper, the sophomore from Sella High School in Sella, Washington. Up front for the Aggies at UC Davis, Christian Anigwe. He is a 6'9" junior from Phoenix, transfer from San Jose State. And also up front, 6'7" senior Kennedy Kohler, Las Vegas, Coronado High School by way of Pima Community College. He is a senior. Aggies coached by Jim Less in his 10th year, assisted by Kevin Nosek, Kyle Vogt, Jonathan Metzger-Jones. Director of Basketball Operations, Ryan Oliver. Had a chance to say hello to Mr. Oliver. We know his older brother Vince, currently the head coach over at Villa High School in Beverly Hills.
His big brother sure is a great guy. I don't know the youngster as much, but Vince is a wonderful player and just a special young man.
Darius Brown, TJ Starks in the backcourt for CSUN. Up front, Brendan Herrick, Ron Artest III. Miles Brookins in the middle. Mark Godfrey in his third year for the Matadors, who come in 6-7 and 2-4 in Big West Conference play. Robert Steffen throws it up, and the tip won by the Aggies. Right to left in the gray jerseys is UC Davis. Here's Magnon wheeling to the left side. High screen and roll action. They'll lob for Anigwe. He's double teamed on the baseline, turns it over out of bounds. Worth noting that Damian Squire, one of the starters for the Aggies, 6' junior from La Liberté de Quebec in Montreal, by way of the Watosh Academy in Utah, unavailable today. He's kind of the defensive stopper for them, AZ.
Yeah, he's a wonderful defensive player, and that should help the Matadors.
Starks at the free throw line, left of the lane, terminates his dribble. He'll lob back front court right for Darius Brown. CSUN basketball, we're scoreless and have played about 30 seconds. Near midcourt, Magnon and Brown. Here comes the screen from Brookins. Terminating his dribble, left wing. Here's three from Miles Brookins. Skips over the rim. Offensive rebound, Ron Artest. Maybe got away with a travel, but he spins it up and in off the window.
I think he did, but I like that offensive rebound and the fact that he took his time to put that ball off the glass to score.
Went up and got it and was aggressive to the hole. You like to see that from young Ron Artest III. 2-0 CSUN. Davis basketball. We've played about a minute. Right wing Pepper. Bounce pass into the pivot for Inegwe. Underneath against Brookins. Up and under. Right to his left. Can't finish on the short bunny off the window. Defensive rebound to CSUN. Here's Starks. Starks left to right for the Matadors. Hesitation, move up top. Loses the ball, then regains it. Takes it away from Cameron Baugh. Trying to get it out. And this time he did travel. Was trying to get it to Ron Artest.
He was trying to get it to Ron Artest. And that time he kind of dribbled the ball in some traffic and lost it. He's aggressive like that, so you have to live with that type turnover because he's trying to be aggressive to get to the rim.
CSUN 2, Davis nothing. 18:43 to play in the first half. Here's Ezra Magnon, comes in averaging 16.4 points per game. Was the Big West Freshman of the Year last year. Kennedy Kohler in front with a quick touch. Back to Magnon left side. To his right on the dribble into the lane. Magnon goes down. He was trying to do the Euro step into the lane. I think he stepped on Miles Brookins' shoe.
Yeah, that time Miles Brookins trying to help defense got there a little bit late and tripped up Ezra.
First foul on Brookins, first on the Matadors. Shot clock back to 20, and here's Cameron Baugh. Will trigger from right of the basket on the baseline. 2-0 CSUN. We've played 89 seconds here in the first half. Here's the lob, left of the paint. Inegwe cycles it right of center to Magnon. Left of center, here's Cameron Baugh for UC Davis. Baugh's a great story from St. Joseph of Notre Dame in the Oakland area. Left-handed dribble down to the top of the circle. Now here's right of center. Kohler gives it off to Magnon. Magnon against Darius Brown on the baseline, a whistle and a foul.
Oh, wow, that time Darius Brown had great defense. It was 2 seconds on the shot clock, and they bailed out Magnon with a foul.
Matadors 2, Davis nothing, 18-13 to play in the first half. Cameron Baugh inbound, catch and shoot out of the short corner. Pepper misfires. The rebound comes off high, and out hustling everybody for it is Brendan Herrick for CSUN. Brown up the right side, left to right for CSUN. They lead 2-0. Right baseline, they go into Brookins. To his right, to his left. Left-handed hook short off the front rim. Just graces the front rim. Defensive rebound, Kohler for Davis. In the front court, Magnon leaves left wing for Baugh. Quick touch for Kohler, dribble handoff. No, they're going to fake it. Left wing back to Magnon, who'll attack the rim. What a move, right hand off the window, and yes.
Yeah, that time they cleared the area out and allowed him just to go left, and he was able to beat Darius Brown, the second going left that time.
So he played 2.5 minutes, only 4 points on the board. Slow start here at the Matadome. Right baseline to his left, Brookins. Here's the double clutch, no with the left hand again. Falling out of bounds as Pepper gets it into Magnon. Play like a doubles team, he and Pepper, who came in to Jim Lesser's program together a year ago. Kennedy Kohler wraps it around. Right wing three for Cameron Baugh. Short front rim, but offensive rebound collected by Inegwe, fighting with Brookins, and another foul on CSUN.
Well, that'll be the second personal foul on Brookins. I believe that's who they called it on. And Brookins did not have a rebound against Cal Poly, and right now he's not able to snag a rebound. And he's kind of hobbling. Yeah, he's going to have to come out. He's definitely not even anywhere near 100%.
Second foul on Brookins. He'll leave the floor. We'll get our first look at Fidelis Okereke. Okereke, the 6'6" freshman from King Drew High School in Los Angeles. He was the CIF Player of the Year last year. Magnon to trigger underneath the basket, guarded by Brown. Lobs right of the lane for Inegwe. Left of center, Kohler. Off to Pepper, tries to go between the legs, out of bounds. And the basketball rolls to us here at Press Row. Wow, they call the foul on Artest. How about
that's
that?
the fourth team foul on the Matadors. So right now the Matadors are reaching instead of using their feet on defense.
2-2, we've played almost 3 minutes here in the first half. Kohler just to our left inbounding. Left of center, Inegwe hands it off to Kohler. Right wing, Bob. Running the offense are the Aggies. Right wing, Kohler steps into the three. Yes.
Yeah, that time they left Kohler all alone. It was a switch, and no one switched that time, so that was an easy look for Kohler.
Kennedy Kohler from Las Vegas gives Davis a 5-2 lead. Here's Starks underneath, leaves for Okereke. Fidela should have just taken it up. Instead, he'll leave for Ron Artest. Right of the lane, short 12-footer off. Defensive rebound comes down to Davis. 5-2, Aggies lead CSUN. Right to left comes UC Davis. Right of center, this is Magnon off the touch from Inegwe. He leaves the little runner. The floater is good.
Yeah, if he's able to get to his right hand, you're going to be in trouble. And that time he got to the right. Matadors offensively, though, they've had some looks. They're just missing some easy shots.
7-0 run for Davis as we near the 16-minute mark here in the first half. Nice cut to the basket by Brown, and Starks finds him. Darius Brown with the layup.
Yeah, it was important for the Matadors to get a score that time. Defensively, though, the Matadors are getting beat. Just running the offense are the Aggies.
Nice back cut there by Brown. Left wing, this is Pepper. One dribble to his right, off to Mannion between the rings for UC Davis. Ba into the corner. Inside the three-point arc, Kohler with a jab step. Rises from 17. Back iron, no, but a foul on Brendan Herrick. Free throws coming up for Kennedy. Kohler will have a break. 15:47 to play in the first half. Davis 7, CSUN 4. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level. Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag #HelloHumanKindness.
Mid-Valley Dental Care is proud to be the official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Doctors Casey and Terrence Lau have been listening, caring, and explaining for over 44 years. Just blocks from the CSUN campus at 8815 Reseda Boulevard, Mid-Valley Dental Care specializes in athletes' dental care, as well as cosmetic, orthodontia, oral surgery, and dental implants. Make your appointment today at midvalleydentalcare.com, official dental practice of CSUN Athletics.
Gazal and Allen back, Matadors Basketball, CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health. Wanted to remind you, game day sponsor today, our good friends at Menchie's Frozen Yogurt. Now, normally, Menchie's has a promotion where if the opposing team misses 2 free throws in the last 2 minutes, everybody gets free Menchie's.
Yeah, but they don't have anybody with ticket stubs.
So what I'm going to do is, if the Aggies miss 2 free throws in the last 2 minutes of the game, I will select one lucky fan, and I will buy them Menchie's frozen yogurt.
Okay, those who maybe send you a tweet or something like that.
I'm just messing around.
Oh,
I don't want to get our general. I don't want to get Will Carter in trouble.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to violate any kind of sponsorship movements, but I would. I would buy as many Menchie's as I could.
Oh, look, I would have taken myself out of the drawing, so to speak.
Well, I'll buy you Menchie's anytime, AC.
Yes, you would. Yes, you would.
7-4. Aggies lead the Matadors. We'll get our first look at Atten Wright checking in. Wright, the 6'1 freshman from Fairmont Prep, started his career at Lakewood High School. And another freshman, Alex Merkvaladze. Merkvaladze, 6'9 frosh. He's from Kutsai, Georgia, but he prepped at Modesto Christian.
Well, right now the Matadors are giving up 3 of 6 from the field. 50% shooting are the Aggies. Matadors shooting only 33%, 2 of 6. Matadors running their offense and actually getting some pretty decent looks, but just not able to hit them. Had a couple of close looks by their good interior man, Miles Brookins, but Brookins just missed a couple of bunnies that he can make.
Kennedy Kohler misses the first free throw, shot 74% in the 8 games this year, 73% shooter last year. JC transfer, started his career at UC San Diego. Splits the pair, 1 for 2 for him, so a 4-point Aggies lead. Substitution for Davis, Caleb Fuller checks in, the 6'5 junior from Ipswich, England. Remember, he had a big game against the Matadors last year. Okereke, right baseline against Kohler, uses the fake, puts it up with the right hand, short off the left side. Defensive rebound to Davis. Here's Magnon, right to left. Matadors trail 8-4. Angle right on the far side, Magnon. Top of the circle, Kohler. Here's Cameron Ba looking inside, 1 dribble to him. Magnon driving down the right side of the lane, to the rim, rejected by Okereke. Running out after it is Atten Wright, nearly turns it over. He does turn it over, trying to get it to TJ Starks, and laid up and in by Elijah Pepper.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to throw the ball on the
Never.
opponent's side of the floor. If you can't get it to your man, just let it go out of bounds.
Starks in front for CSUN, so Darius Brown has gone to the bench for the Matadors. He'll get a little bit of a breather, largely because he's going to have to mark Magnon when he comes. Actually, Darius is still in there. Well, I was mistaken. Left side, Brown. Right between the circles, lobbing it inside, and a foul coming over the back is Fuller on Merkvaladze. So Mark Gottfried going small early, AZ. The 3 guys in the backcourt, Starks, Atten Wright, Darius Brown.
And, he's got 1 bucket from the interior player, and that's with Ron Artest. But the bigs have had a chance to really get going on the offensive end and just not able to hit some easy shots.
10-4, Aggies lead CSUN. Here's Merkvaladze left of center on the lob pass, hands off to Darius. Brown attacking on the right side. He'll retreat. Good step out there by Magnon. On the dribble to the left side, Brown posting up. This is TJ Starks. He'll step back against Bob. The jumper is short. Right into the hands of Caleb Fuller for the Aggies. 10-4, the lid on the rim for the Matadors. Right side, Cameron Ba. Dribbles to his left, front court, quick touch for Pepper. Left wing, this is Fuller, the Britishman. Kohler, one dribble. Right of center, Magnon to the left side, attacking is Fuller. Kohler to the free throw line. Right of center. Here's three from Caleb Fuller. Way off. The ball caroms off of Merck Veladze into Stark's hands. Left to right come the Matadors, down 10-4. TJ, top of the circle. Merck Veladze thinks about three. Left wing three from Darius Brown. Pasadena, where you at?
Knocking down threes in the Matadome, and they definitely needed that. They were down 6. Now they cut it in half, trailing 10-7.
2 assists from Starks to Brown. Darius has 5 points, and the Matadors pulled to within 3. Under 14 minutes to play first half. Magnon, he's so impressive. Left wing, Fuller with a quick touch. Off to Kohler in front, falling down is Merck Veladze. Kohler attacking, trying to get some resistance there is Okereke, but Kohler tips it back up and in.
Yeah, that was just a nice control by Kohler. Nice offensive rebound putback.
12-7, Aggies by 5. CSUN basketball here. Starks, right wing to Brown, right corner, Atten Wright. Here's three. Money.
He's still hot. Young Atten Wright is still hot, and that was a nice pass that time by Darius Brown. The second, and there's under his first assist.
Atten gave the Matadors such a boost in that second game against Cal Poly. The Aggies 12, Matadors 10. Davis basketball. Magnon wheeling, drops it down, right wing for Fuller. Now stolen by Brown. Fuller was trying to get it across to Cameron Ba. Pass over to Starks on the left side. Here's Atten Wright, left of center. He'll slow it down for CSUN. Davis 12, CSUN 10. We're under 13 minutes now here in the first half. Starks, left of center for the Matadors, working against Fuller. Here comes the high screen from Okereke to his left on the dribble. Between the leg dribble. And Starks loses it off his foot. Merck Veladze grabs it, launches the three short to the left side. Long rebound comes out to Kohler Kennedy. All the way down is Pepper, can't finish. Rebound in and out of the hands of Starks. Will go over to Davis.
Yeah, that time Starks wisely, when he realized he didn't have a Matador to throw it into, just tapped it out of bounds.
Instead, it'll be a foul. They're going to get Kennedy Kohler on a foul on the Matadors.
Oh, okay. Then that'll help the Matadors. I didn't see the foul, but I know the Matador bench is glad the official did.
So the first on Kohler, the first on Davis will get a substitution for Jim Less and the Aggies. B.J. Shaw checks in, the 6'6" redshirt sophomore from Oakland. Bishop Adowd, he's got a great Big West
Actually,
lineage.
that's the second on Kohler, it looks like. They finally put it up. They were just slow putting that up.
So he's obviously the son of Brian Shaw. And Caleb McGill checks in, the 6'7" freshman from Aurora, Colorado for the Aggies. Matadors counter with Vontae Hendricks. Hendricks, the redshirt junior from Birmingham High in the San Fernando Valley. Matadors trail 12-10. Right baseline, Okereke shut off. Kicks back left of center to Atten Wright. 10 to shoot for the Matadors. Under 12 minutes to play first half. Here comes the screen, right to the left wing. Right double team, now he's picked up by Pepper. Left wing three. Yes!
Boy, he measured that shot all the way. He acted as if he might try to take a dribble drive, and the Matadors have their second lead of the game.
CSUN up 13-12. Allen's right, their first lead of the game was 2-zip. Here's McGill in front, terminates his dribble. Left wing three, Cameron Ba. Front rim, no. Defensive rebound plucked away by Brown. Long pass ahead for Hendricks. Oh my, showtime. Lays it in off the window.
And he laid it in nicely. He didn't want to take a chance of getting hurt. He's got a hip injury.
Yeah, not as explosive. I thought he was going to go up and dunk it, but doesn't have the explosion.
Wisely just laid it in.
15-12. Matadors on a 6-0 run over the last 87 seconds. Right wing, here's Shaw. Fumbles the ball out near midcourt. On him is Hendricks. Shaw pushing off, but the foul will go on Vontae.
That's what you call a touch foul there, ladies and gentlemen, because that time Mr. Vontae Hendricks barely touched his man.
11-10 to play in the first half. 15 for CSUN, 12 for Davis. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
Where's Northridge Toyota? It's where I come to get great deals on my favorite cars. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I get impeccable service with a smile. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I go to feel at home.
Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where they have 64 service bays to fix any problem.
Northridge Toyota, your neighborhood Toyota dealership.
Northridge Toyota is located at 19550 Nordoff and is a proud supporter of CSUN Athletics. Hey Matadors, the Sundial is here to keep you connected to all things CSUN. As the student-run campus news outlet, we aim to be the voice of you, the CSUN community. The Sundial publishes fresh content online daily and timeless, community-focused stories in print every Wednesday. Check us out on the web at dailysundial.com or follow us on Twitter at Daily Sundial and on Instagram at The Sundial.
To 12, CSUN leads UC Davis. Allen and Gazal back with you. AZ, Darius Brown, 2 assists early, 80 consecutive games with an assist for Darius Brown II over the course of his career. Every game he has played for the Matadors, he's played in 80 games. He's started 78 straight games. He has an assist in every game he's played in a Matador uniform.
You talk about consistency. I mean, that's the right kind of consistency. That means that he's always trying to get other players involved. He's always trying to make other players better, and that's a stat that you can smile at, and that I think Darius should take some pride in.
And we mentioned when the Matadors have more assists than their team, than their opponent, they're 4-0 on the season. When they have fewer turnovers, they're 4-1 on the season. That's what you're going for against UC Davis. You know the Aggies are disciplined. They're going to play you tough. You want to make sure you're sharing the ball, and you want to make sure you're protecting the ball.
Exactly, and so the Matadors right now are doing a good job of shooting the ball, shooting it at 46%, and now dropping to 38.5% are the Aggies there, 8 of 5 of 13.
Magnon, Pepper on the floor with Shaw, Anugwe, and McGill. Matadors trot out Brown, Hendricks, Attenwright, Merkvaladze, and Okereke. Pepper to Trigger. He's got a very interesting basketball lineage. Baseline to Brian Shaw. Shaw backing down against Hendricks, spins to his right. Short jumper, 16, skips over the rim. Defensive rebound claimed by Merkvaladze for CSUN. Matadors now have shut down the Aggies for a little bit. 15-12, CSUN up by 3. Left of center, Merkvaladze into the paint. Cuts it to the right corner for Okereke, who resets with Brown front court right about 30 feet out. Darius now straight away. Right wing to Attenwright for CSUN. Atten on the baseline is fouled before he gets to the rim. Ezra Magnon will be called for a foul.
Well, what happens if you're able to hit a couple of jump shots like Wright has, the defender knows he's got to get a little bit closer to you. So that time, Atten realized he had a defender right on him. He says, look, I think I can take him baseline. And he was right because he got fouled.
First foul on Magnon, the third on the Aggies. Right now, Trigger's on the baseline. Left wing, this is Vontae Hendricks. And Vontae throws the head back as Shaw jumped into him. Touch foul on Vontae on this end. Returns the favor against Brijay Shaw on the other end.
Yeah, he threw that head back a la Josh Green. That was a throwback to me.
Josh Green, Aaron Parks, our good friend. Merkvaladze to Trigger. Matadors have possession. They lead 15-12. Shot clock resets to 20 after the foul. Brown front court left on the dribble. Terminates his dribble. Merkvaladze between the circles about 35 feet out. 10 to shoot for the Matadors. Angle left far side Brown. 6 to shoot for CSUN. Left wing 3 for Merkvaladze. Over the rim, no. Hand in there, Okereke, but comes down to UC Davis. Magnon whips it ahead to Pepper on the right side. Pepper on the right wing, slowed up by Brown. High post into Anugwe to his left. Right hand, no. Offensive rebound claim, steps back, puts it back up and in.
Yeah, it's just a nice man's play that time. Okereke just not able to move his feet quick enough to get the defensive board.
Snaps a 3-minute scoreless streak for the Aggies. 15-14, Matadors on top, under 10 minutes to play in the first half. The entry pass just outside the pin on the left side to Okereke. Over his back is Anugwe.
Yeah, Anugwe that time didn't like the fact that Okereke had some pretty good low post positioning, and he had to go over his back to try to stop that pass.
Darius Brown leaves the game for CSUN. TJ Starks re-enters, the 6'2 redshirt junior from Texas. And Anugwe leaves for Davis, replaced by Kennedy Kohler, who's back in. Kohler, the senior out of Vegas. CSUN 15, Davis 14, CSUN basketball. Left wing, Hendricks. Right wing to Attenwright for CSUN. The freshman dribbles down to the baseline. Shut off there by 2 defenders and a whistle and a turnover.
Well, they called Atten for a travel, and that time he wanted to give the ball up. He really didn't want to drive baseline, and that's a couple of turnovers by the young man.
I'm wondering, we have not seen Festus Andemanya yet. And I'm curious because Okereke has gotten some run here in the first half. 15-14, CSUN with the lead, but Davis basketball. Magnon to the right wing, wheels to the top of the circle, all the way down. The runner dances in off the front rim.
Yeah, if you back off him, he's going to attack. And he saw the Matadors backing off thinking he was going to pass, so he got all the way inside and scored it.
4 straight points for the Aggies. They're back in the lead, 16-15. Here's Starks, a little bit out of control in the lane. Now he taps his chest and backs off against Elijah Pepper. High post, right side Okereke. Nice back cut by Hendricks. Double clutch, won't finish, but fouled by B.J. Saw.
That was a
Free
nice
throws
pass.
coming up for Vontae Hendricks.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice dime, huh?
Yeah, that was Okereke, wasn't it? Was
Yep.
that Okereke?
Yes.
That was a nice pass by Okereke. Matadors right now, offensively, they're struggling because of the good defense by the Aggies, but at least the Matadors are trying to run their offense. I like that.
Hendricks, 2 shots coming up. He's 14 of 18 from the line on the season. Hasn't shot free throws in a minute. I think he shot 1 on Saturday, and he misses the first one too strong. Clanks out off the back iron.
Free throws are going to be so important for the Matadors because each team is going to have a chance at a 1-on-1 after this particular for the next foul. So Matadors want to get well at the free throw line if they can because they're facing the best free throw shooting team in the conference.
Yeah, the Matadors are third, so 2 good free throw shooting teams here. Hendricks 1 for 2. We're tied at 16. Substitutions for Davis. Caleb Fuller back, the 6'5 junior from Ipswich, England, re-enters the ball game. Magnon, top of the circle. This is Fuller. Fuller steps into the 3, off to the left. Hendricks gets in there ahead of Ba for the rebound. Left to right come the Matadors. Cameron Ba also back, the sophomore out of St. Joseph of Notre Dame. Left baseline Okereke. Okereke spins to his right, flings it up with the left hand, and it's good.
How about that? A post player actually scoring in the post. That was a nice play that time by Okereke.
Fidelis with the hook shot makes it 18-16 in favor of CSUN. Davis basketball, we're under 9 minutes to play in the first half. Magnon up front working against Wright. To his right, reverses it, left of center, little pick and pop action. Momentarily, Kohler loses it, dribbles it off his foot. Hendricks comes away with it. Hendricks left to right for CSUN. Hendricks angle left between the ring Starks. And that was all made possible by a good defensive stand by CSUN, Allen.
Yeah, and the good defense that time was by the youngster. Oh, nice.
Starks feeding the big fella,
And
but
right.
Okereke gets denied underneath by Kohler. Here's Pepper up the floor for Davis. The ball caroms off of Okereke, off the glass, right into Caleb Fuller's hands. 2 and 1. Fidelis on the foul.
Yeah, that's just an unfortunate break for the Matadors and a fortunate one for the Aggies.
So 2 for Fuller on the and 1. Caleb Fuller last year, I mentioned, he had a big game up at Davis on the 15th of February, that 110-98 game that Davis won. 16 points and 4 rebounds of 7 of 11 shooting. Fuller this year averaging 9.7 points per game in 20 minutes. A 90% free throw shooter, 9 of 10. Did not play last weekend against Santa Barbara. He sinks the and 1. So Davis now out in front, 19-18. Substitution checking in for UC Davis. Ron Pekka, the 6'3 freshman from Tallinn, Estonia, making his first appearance in a while. Angle right, this is Starks for CSUN. Matadors trail 19-18, under 8 minutes to play in the first half. Atten right in the lane, off to Okereke, stolen by Kohler. Ahead to Pekka. Left corner, sweeping to the basket is Cameron Ba, but he stepped on the end line.
Yeah.
And the Matadors will get possession, but not before we have a break. 7:44 to play in the first half. Aggies 19, CSUN 18. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
Smell that? It's playoff season. You know how you can tell? Because the playoffs are on. East will meet West, sevens will be bested, and banners will be lifted. So get in your car, your boat, or your train and get to B-Dubs. To celebrate this special time of the year, curl up with some wings, warm up by the TV with your closest savages, and order a frosty beer just like Mom used to pour. Merry playoffs, everyone. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
CSUN Athletics would like to thank the Warner Center Marriott for their continued support. The newly re-energized Warner Center Marriott boasts nearly 500 rooms and a newly styled American restaurant. For room rates or reservations, call 818-887-4800. That's the Warner Center Marriott at 818-887-4800, supporting CSUN Matador Athletics.
Gazal and Allen back with you at the Matadome. Matadors Basketball, CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center. Want to remind you, game day sponsor today, our good friends at Menchie's Frozen Yogurt. Allen, UC Davis has a Friday problem, or they've had a Friday problem in 2021. They shot 38% when they came to when they played the Tritons in San Diego a couple weeks ago. Last week, Friday at home, 31% in that first game against UC Santa Barbara. No such issues today. I mean, they're not shooting great, but they are at about 42%, 8 of 19 in the first half, and hanging in with the Matadors. They got a lead 19-18.
Well, it's the second chance opportunities. I mean, they've been able to do a good job with 3 offensive rebounds, and they've scored 7 points on those second chance opportunities. So sometimes you don't have to shoot well if you're getting more shots up than your opponent.
Yeah, Aggies +2 in points off turnovers, +5 in second chance points. It's a big difference in this ball game. 19-18 on the Matadors side. They're shooting 44%, 6 points for Atten Wright on 2 3-point baskets, and 5 points for Darius Brown II. The leading scorers for Davis, Kennedy Kohler with 6, Ezra Mannion with 6. Keep in mind, Aggies playing without starting guard Damian Squire, who's averaging 12 points a game, but his main focus is he's kind of their defensive stopper. He would be playing TJ Starks or Darius Brown AZ.
Yes, he would, but right now they're doing a good job on Starks because Starks hasn't scratched.
Matadors with the ball. High post left side Okereke, turns to his right on the dribble. Right wing TJ Starks. Attacking, foul line extended, spinning to his left. Here's the 15-footer, and TJ's on the board.
He just heard me say that he hadn't scratched. He said, "What are you talking about, Dr. Z? Here you go."
TJ Starks with the bucket to give the Matadors a 2019 lead. Caleb Fuller in front on the dribble. The Englishman splits 2 defenders and is slapped to the ground by Okereke.
Yeah.
Two foul shots coming up for Fuller.
Okereke got him with the body because he sure got it clean up top. But those muscles, too much muscles for you, Mr. Okereke. Got that big giant chest, fouled him. He's a good free throw shooter too, so you know these two are going.
Fuller 81% last year in 30 games. We mentioned he was 9 of his first 10 coming into the game, and he made his only free throw tonight. And that one rims in, caresses the iron, and drops through the nylon. So Okereke, who give the Matadors a good stretch, he'll leave the ball game. Festus Andamanya checks in, the 6'7" sophomore from Anambra, Nigeria. Big youth, as we like to call him. Left-handed free throw from Fuller nestles down, and it's a 21-20 Aggies lead. We near 7 minutes to play. Brown on the floor with Starks, Hendricks, Andamanya, and Merkvaladze for CSUN. Here's the backdoor lob for Hendricks underneath. He flings it up, and it won't go, but to the free throw line goes Vontae Hendricks.
And Darius Brown slapped his hands together because he wanted another assist.
Yeah, well, he wanted the basket.
Yeah,
is what
he wanted the basket, but that
the assist would have been a nice byproduct, too. We know Darius is a team guy.
Oh, most definitely.
Hendricks to the free throw line for the Matadors. 1 of 2 his last trip, and he sinks that one. Vontae, he started off pretty strong, and then I think he was battling some injuries. His hip is not 100%. We saw that earlier.
Yeah,
but
he doesn't have his normal lift, but he wants to gut through. He just wants to play.
Yeah. 22-21. The Matadors back in front as Vontae hits both free throws. The native of Alaska. And under 7 minutes to play in the first half. It's a tight one here at the Matadome. Here's Pekka, the Estonian. 1 dribble for Kohler to his right. On the dribble is Cameron Ba for UC Davis. Running that offense we've been all so familiar with Jim Les. Fuller right wing. Off to Pekka to his left on the dribble. Bars his head down, and he collides with Andamanya, and they're going to get the foul. Actually, it's Hendricks. They're going to get it on Hendricks. 1-1 coming up.
Is it Hendricks or Festus? I think they called it on Festus, and I thought Festus had really good positioning. They called it on Festus.
You were correct. Festus Andamanya.
Wow. I thought that time Festus was in his position, had held his position, had his hands up, and did not create the contact. So sometimes, though, the official has a better angle. Almost always they have a better angle. They're on the floor. I'm on the sideline.
Pekka just in his 4th game. He played 2 minutes on Friday against UC Santa Barbara. Pekka is 5 of 6 on his free throws for the year. Had his first score against UC San Diego back on the 22nd from Tallinn, Estonia. Right-handed free throw, bounces off the back iron, tapped out, and run down by Magno on front court left for Davis. 22-21 Matadors in front, Davis basketball. Anegwe, hand off to Ba. Attacking from the left side is Fuller. Fuller to the basket, off the window, and yes.
Yeah, that time even Ron Artest, who's a good defender, got beat on the defense that time. Ron got beat to his left.
So Artest checks in the game for Merck Veladze. Here's Ronnie right of the lane. Terminates his dribble off to Hendricks on the baseline, who's shut off there by Fuller. Matadors down 1, 23-22 as we near 6 minutes to play in the first half. Brown in front, high post right side Artest, back to Darius. Right wing three, yes!
Boy, that's a nice shot. He likes that spot, that right wing.
25-23, he has one from the left and one from the right. A couple of trays for Darius Brown II. Matadors lead is 2, 25-23. Under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Anigwe, the San Jose State transfer, gives it off to Fuller. Fuller pass to Artest, the runner, wet left hand, and it drops down.
Last 2 times that Artest has been beaten on the dribble drive. You won't see that happen very often, but you did see it 2 straight times.
9 points for Fuller. He's giving them energy off the bench. Starks in the lane, loses the handle, out of bounds. I believe it caromed out off of Ba, and the Matadors retain possession. Here's Pepper checking back in for Pekka. And now Atten Wright returns to the ball game, replacing Ron Artest III. So the Matadors go small.
Yeah, Ron Artest got beat twice defensively, and it's by the same man, and he's much quicker and better athletically anyway.
Atten Wright inbounds into the corner, left side inside the three-point arc. This is Starks. To his right is TJ down underneath against Ba, off the window, no. Coming down with the rebound is Fuller, knocked away from him by Andemania, and they whistle Festus on the foul. 1-1 coming up on the other end.
And Starks is saying, how come I can't get a little scoop of that ice cream on that foul? I got inside, and there was a lot of contact against me, and I didn't get the call.
So Festus picks up 2 quick fouls, the 10th foul on CSUN. So 2 free throws coming up for the Englishman, Caleb Fuller. Fuller, you mentioned from Ipswich in Barking Abbey. Left-handed free throw coming up, and the first one is good. From the same junior program in England as Dylan Johns, remember, who played for the Matadors for a couple years back in 2016 and 2017.
I tell you what, you put these guys on the free throw line, and you're just in trouble. They're just going to knock down their free throws.
As a team, they collectively shoot 79, almost 80%, 79.9%. Fuller's second free throw. 27-25. Remember last year on February 15th up at the Pavilion in a 110-98 win, Davis shot 25 of 26 from the line. Here's Starks burrowing underneath. Left corner, Atten Wright. Left of center, Merck Veladze for CSUN. The Matadors down 2, 27-25. Right baseline, Merck Veladze to the basket, switches hands. Right hand off the window, yes.
Okay, that's a good sign for the Matadors that their bigs are actually posting up and scoring in the post, because they've been having trouble doing that. So Merck Veladze that time using his size and strength.
Under 5 minutes to play first half. Aggies 27, Matadors 27. Left side Fuller against Merck Veladze. He's posting up, spins to his right, off the window, no. Hand on it by Andemania, trying to save it. It's out of bounds. It'll go over to CSUN. He knocked it out of bounds, I believe, off Anigwe.
Yes, he did. He had his back to him, got up in the air, threw it off the backside of Anigwe, and that was just an excellent hustle play by Festus. And you know he's going to give you hustle.
Yeah, maybe that'll get him going, that energy, that motor they need at Festus Andemania.
Yep.
Nowhere near where it was last year. And I think Festus just kind of hit a little bit of a wall with regard to confidence, AZ.
I think so. He's got a little confidence issue on the scoring. Don't worry about the scoring. Just continue to do the little things.
They just need him to defend and rebound. They go to the big fella, and he puts it up and in.
Yeah,
Darius Brown finds big youth. Festus Andemania.
Because of that hustle, Darius rewarded him.
29-27. This is Pekka back in, the Estonian. Right of center, Anigwe. To the right wing, this is Cameron Ba between the circles. Kohler with a quick touch. Kohler below the free throw line. Back out to Pekka. And Pekka is picked, has his pocket picked by TJ Starks. Here's Atten right back the other way. In the lane to Brown, extra pass. Merck Veladze rattles it in.
How about that? Brown made a very nice pass, and I didn't think Merck Veladze was going to be able to finish it. But Darius did.
Pace picking up here as we're under 4 minutes to play in the first half. 31-27. Game started out a little bit slow, AZ, but now it's kind of picking up.
Yeah, the guys are getting better on the offensive end.
Left wing, Pepper, no. Misfires to the right. Defensive rebound, Merck Veladze for CSUN. Matadors will slow it up. Next dead ball will get a stoppage. Here's Brown straight away. He'll lob for Andemania. Festus can't finish. Defensive rebound comes down to Anigwe for Davis. Up the right side, here's Pekka for UC Davis. just his 4th game of the year, into the lane, kicks to the left side into the corner for Pepper, who spins on the baseline, kicks right of center. Attacking is Kohler. Kohler left wing for Ba. Pulls the trigger. Yes!
Yeah, that's just a nice pass. Beautiful pass. Matadors, though, I think they're getting disappointed that they're not getting some foul calls, because on that alley-oop pass, it looked like there was a foul on Festus.
31-30, left of center, 3 for Merck Veladze, short to the left. Cameron Ba with a rebound. He'll slow it down for the Aggies. Under 3 minutes to play in the first half. Matadors by 1, 31-30. Here's Ba near midcourt, left of the logo. Angle left, Kennedy Kohler for UC Davis. Middle post, left side, Pepper backing down Darius Brown. Spins to his left, reverse layup left to right. Yes!
Yeah, he's just a little bit too strong for Darius. Matadors, though, right now, there was a nice look by Merck Veladze on the three. He's not able to knock down, so he's able to score it inside, but just struggling from the perimeter.
32-31, Aggies by 1. Less than 2.5 to play. Starks in front off the pass from Brown. Right corner, Atten right to his left. Here's 3. Off the back iron, long rebound, run down by Kohler, left of the lane for UC Davis. Now Jim Les barking out some plays. Magnon not on the floor, so Ba and Elijah Pepper sharing the playmaking role.
Yeah, they've outscored the Matadors 5 straight points with them on the floor.
Pepper in front, pound the ball, turnover.
Yeah, that time, and Pepper actually gets away with a little travel from time to time, too.
2:04 to play first half. Aggies 32, Matadors 31. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level. Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag #HelloHumanKindness.
CSUN Matadors Athletics would like to thank Dr. Dominic Sisto and the LA Orthopedic Institute for their continued support. The LA Orthopedic Institute is one of California's most respected sports medicine practices with a philosophy rooted in faster rehabilitation and recovery. The LA Orthopedic Institute has offices in Sherman Oaks and Palmdale. For more information, go to laortho.org.
Another one of those UC Davis CSUN games, AZ mentioned. The last 5 games here at the Matadome have been decided by a total of 23 points. 2 of those games have even gone to overtime, and these teams going back and forth. They started slow, but the pace has picked up with 2:04 to play in the first half. Davis 32, CSUN 31. It'll be CSUN basketball.
Yeah, it's picked up, but the Matadors have gone the last 2 minutes and 4 seconds without making a basket. So Matadors' largest lead was 4 points at the 3-minute and 33-second mark, and instantly it was taken away with a 5-point run by the Aggies.
Caleb Fuller leads UC Davis with 11 points. Ezra Magnon has 6. Kennedy Kohler has 6 for the Matadors. 8 points for Darius Brown the second. He's got 2 from beyond the arc. 6 points from Atten Wright. He's 2 of 3. And you know that Jim Les is going to go into the locker room and make an adjustment to allow the Matadors to not shoot as many threes.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And right now what the Matadors need to do is they just got half the rebound. They're being out-rebounded by 4. And the second chance points are why the Matadors are down 9-2.
First look at Aaron Murphy, 6'6", redshirt freshman for Davis. He was a teammate of Alex Merck Veladze at Modesto Christian. Underneath, attacking the rim is Festus Andemania. Nice pass from Darius Brown. Again, he can't finish, but this time he will get the foul.
Yep, that time Festus probably needed to use the backboard, but I think he was fouled so hard that the ball wasn't able to get to the backboard.
First foul on Murphy, 8th foul on the Aggies. 2 shots coming up for Festus. Big youth, 62% free throw shooter on the year. And that looked strong out of his hand, and it banged off the back iron.
Yeah, the Matadors can't afford to miss free throws against this Aggie squad. You just can't. They're not going to miss theirs, and they're doing a good job at the free throw line. And Matadors have missed at least 2.
You know, Festus, the last 5 games he struggled a little bit. He was solid. He swishes that one down. It's a 32-32 game. Festus, over the last 5 games, just averaging 14 minutes, 2.8 points, 3.8 rebounds. The previous 5, though, he was averaging 7.5 and 5 rebounds in about 23 minutes. Ezra Magnon back, the sophomore point guard, left baseline pulling up his Pepper, misses it off to the right. Defensive rebound, Darius Brown for CSUN. Left to right, DB2, off to Starks. 32 apiece, 90 seconds left. Lob backdoor, underneath. Oh, left to right, underneath on the reverse layup. How about Vontae Hendricks?
They set that up after the timeout. I saw Darius Brown talking to Hendricks to let him know what to do on that play.
75 ticks left in the first half, a 34-32 Matadors lead. Pepper into the lane for Davis. Kicks left corner, Cameron Baugh for 3. Misfires, defensive rebound, Merk Veladze for CSUN. Under a minute to play first half. Matadors with a 2-point lead and the basketball. Starks weaving, angling to the right side. In front, here's Merk Veladze, slightly left of center, terminates his dribble, lobs inside for Undamania, the pump fake, strong to the basket, Festus with the 2.
The Matadors are always going to be in the game if they can get low post scoring, and tonight they're getting some low post scoring.
Davis basketball, the Matadors now all of a sudden with 4 straight points. Murphy, right of center for Davis, handoff to Magnon, right wing Pepper. Pepper goes right by Starks, lobs it, trying to lob it across back to Magnon, stolen by Hendricks. Matadors will hold for the last shot. 36-32, CSUN by 4. Starks straight away about 35 feet out. He'll just wait till the shot clock hits about 10. He's squared up on Elijah Pepper. Now here comes Darius, takes the ball from TJ. Darius now directing some traffic, 10 to shoot. Well, 10 seconds left in the half. It doesn't matter. Left corner, 3 for Starks. Short to the left side, dances on the rim, and plucked away by Pepper. 1 second left, 3-quarter court heave is going to be short, and the Matadors will be content to go to the locker room 36-32. This is a good sign. The Matadors, AZ, over their 6 wins, 6 times this year they led at the half. They won 5 of those ball games.
And you know who's disappointed? That's TJ Starks. TJ Starks was disappointed that he missed that 3-point shot. It was a good look. It just didn't go, Mr. Starks, so don't worry about it. Your team leads by 4.5.
36-32, Matadors on top here at the half. We'll come back with Matadors halftime, presented to you by Northridge Toyota, located at 19550 Nordoff, just across the street from the Northridge Mall. Northridge Toyota is the fastest growing dealership in the San Fernando Valley. Northridge Toyota, big enough to count, small enough to care. Proud supporters of CSUN Athletics. We're back after this. Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
It's game time, Matador fans, and at Northridge Toyota, it's game on. With over 700 new, certified, and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, they're sure to have one that's just right for you. Come in and see why Northridge Toyota is the fastest growing Toyota dealership in the San Fernando Valley. Northridge Toyota, big enough to count, small enough to care. Located on Nordoff across the street from the Northridge Mall, and proud supporters of CSUN Athletics. Go Matadors!
It's not just a haircut, it's an authentic experience with True Barbershop. Book your appointment now at TrueBarbershopInc.com. True Barbershop is committed to serving the community and have partnered with the Matadors to unite the Valley, one haircut at a time. With a team of 8 professional and qualified licensed barbers, True Barbershop can service all ages from kids to seniors to retired and military. True Barbershop is located at 9229 Reseda Boulevard in Northridge and is a proud supporter of CSUN Athletics.
.36-32 the score here at the half. I'm Ghazal, he's Allen. Matadors halftime mention brought to you by Northridge Toyota. We'll start with the Matador stat report, which is presented by Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings Northridge is located at 9301 Tampa Boulevard. You can save time by ordering takeout on the website from their to-go favorites menu. The 20-20 and the 15-15 wings combos still available, AZ, for a limited time. I know you're going to be watching the Super Bowl. You should call Buffalo. It's a little long to go to your house.
I love wings, especially the flats.
Yeah, I was going to make wings myself, but if you're not an aficionado in the kitchen, go call our friends at Buffalo Wild Wings and ask for the 20-20 or the 15-15 wings combo deal. The stat report, we'll start with UC Davis on the Aggies side. 12 of 27, 44% from the floor, 2 of 8 from beyond the arc, and 6 of 8 from the free throw line. We know you mentioned that they're a very good free throw shooting team. Individually, 2 points for Christian Inigwe, 2 points and 2 rebounds for him. Kennedy Kohler, 6 points, 5 rebounds. 2 of 3 from the floor. He started out hot. The Matadors did a better job on him in the second part of that first half,
They
Alan.
needed to, because otherwise they were going to be in some deep trouble. So sometimes you just have to buckle down and take away the opportunities.
Magnon with 6 points also, and he slowed down. They took him off the floor. That's part of it. 3 of 4 from the floor, 2 assists and just 1 turnover. And I think not having Damian Squire there with him, the Matadors have been able to really focus defensively, either with Darius Brown or TJ Starks, and at times Atten Wright played him as well, AZ.
Yes, I mean, look, they're going to mix it up against him, but still, he's still shooting wonderfully from the floor, 3 of 4, and he still has 2 assists and only 1 turnover and a steal.
Cameron Baugh 1 for 4, 3 points. It was a 3-point basket. He also has 2 rebounds. Elijah Pepper, 4 points and 3 rebounds in 17 minutes. And Pepper was a guy who really hurt the Matadors last year, AZ. He averaged about 12 points a game against them, right at that average after the first half. But he hasn't really been as effective either. The Matadors have blanketed him with either Vontae Hendricks or Ron Artest.
Yeah, Ron Artest did a really good job on him early. And then Ron, when he wasn't guarding Elijah, had some problems defensively. But right now, look, if you can hold him to shooting 33%, you're feeling pretty good about yourself.
Leading scorer for the Aggies, Caleb Fuller, came in off the bench in the first half, played just 8 minutes but had 11 points, 3 of 6 from the floor, 5 of 5 underneath. He was very good on those second chance opportunities, even at just 6'5".
Exactly. I mean, he had 2 offensive rebounds and is able to score off those and just doing all the things you need your big to do.
Caleb McGill scoreless in 3 minutes. BJ Saw scoreless in 3 minutes, did grab a rebound. 5 minutes for Ron Pekka. He did not score, in fact, missed a free throw. And Aaron Murphy, a 2-minute cameo late in the first half for UC Davis. 16 rebounds for the Aggies, 4 assists to 7 turnovers. Good job by the Matadors disrupting them on offense, causing those 7 turnovers in the first half. Coming into the game, AZ, the Aggies average 14 turnovers a game, so they have a tendency to turn the ball over a little bit.
They have a tendency to turn the ball over because they're rusty, not quite totally fluid in their offense, but the Matadors did have something to do with it as well.
On the CSUN side, 3 minutes for Miles Brookins, and he, we were told yesterday that he wasn't playing, and props to Miles for wanting to come in and play, but clearly he just didn't have it today, wasn't 100%, so probably discretion the better part of valor for Mark Gottfried. You hold him out, let the other guy step in and play.
Exactly. I mean, look, he took 3 shots, didn't make any of them. 2 of them were around the basket. One was a forced 3-point shot, not able to grab any rebounds, and because he's hobbled, he had 2 fouls in only 2 minutes, 50 seconds.
2 points for Ron Artest in 5 minutes. TJ Starks only had 2 points. He's the Matadors and the Big West leading scorer at 20 points a game. Good job by UC Davis on him. He's just 1 of 4 from the floor. He does have 2 assists and 2 rebounds. Darius Brown leads the Matadors with 8 points, and he's got 5 assists as well to go with a couple of rebounds. He probably could have 7 assists because Festus Andemania had a missed one and then was fouled once.
Yes, I think Darius right now understands that his role is he's going to have to score. He still has to be the conductor of the team, so to speak, and he's doing it.
Matadors 4-0 when they have more assists than the opposition, 4 of their 6 wins, and right now they're doubling up UC Davis, more than doubling them up, 10 assists to 4, led by Darius Brown II. Brendan Herrick, 4 minutes, did not score, didn't attempt a shot in the first half. 10 minutes for Fidelis Akarake, 2 points and no rebounds for him. He did have a blocked shot. Fidelis was 1 of 3 from the floor. I thought he did a good job just in terms of his presence and in terms of kind of leaning a body. When he got into the ball game, Kennedy Kohler wasn't quite as effective on offense.
Yeah, I thought one of the fouls, they probably didn't have to make the call, but he did have a little bit of body on the individual. But yeah, look, if he's able to give you minutes, if he's able to give you toughness, if he's able to give you energy, he's done a good job.
How about the Matador bench? 6 for Atten Wright. He's 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. Alex Merkveladze, 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. A very effective 14 minutes for Alex. We talked about this over the weekend at Cal Poly. Once he figures it out and gets some confidence, he's going to be a heck of a player for the Matadors.
Exactly. He took 3 three-point shots, didn't make any of them, but he can make 3, so pretty soon those shots are going to fall. But I like the fact that he grabbed 3 rebounds. He was in there battling, and look, he's got 2 assists and no turnover, so he did his job when he got in that ball game.
7 points in 9 minutes for Vontae Hendricks, but I think more importantly, those 2 steals, once he got in the ball game, the defense got a little bit more electric. The game's pace picked up. It got a little more helter-skelter because he was being disruptive against the offense of UC Davis.
And I love the fact that Vontae did not attempt a 3-point shot. When he's playing away from the basket, he helps the opposition. When he's attacking the rim, trying to score around the basket, it helps the Matadors.
No rebounds for Festus Andemania in 7 minutes, but I love that he's got 5 points. He's 2 of 2 from the floor, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and he's being active and he's being aggressive, and he needed to do that.
Exactly. But the fact that he's been able to score around the basket, look, the Matador bigs have really struggled around the basket, but this evening you get 4 points, 5 points for Festus, and then you get a chance to look at Fidelis. He's got 2 points, and then you've got Merck Veladze with 4 points, so they're getting some scoring from their post players.
Yeah, Matador bench outscoring UC Davis 24-11. Overall, CSUN 14 of 27 from the floor, 52%, 4 of 10 from beyond the arc, 40%, and 4 of 6 from the free throw line, 66%. They're being out-rebounded 16-13, as I mentioned, 10 assists against 5 turnovers for CSUN. Also, when they have fewer turnovers in their opposition, which they do right now, they're also 4-1 on the season. So the Matadors, everything working for the Matadors, plus when they lead at the half, they're 5-1 on the year. So a lot of factors working for CSUN here against a team that, quite candidly, AZ, has had their number of late.
Yes, but how do you do in the second half? The Matadors share their largest lead, which is 4 points. They've got to come out in the second half with the kind of intensity on the defensive end and the type of precision on the offensive end that they had in the first half.
Next up, we'll jump to the out-of-town scoreboard from True Barbershop, which is located at 9229 Reseda Boulevard and at TrueBarbershopInc.com. They're still accepting appointments if you go on their website. They're owned by Matador alumni and proud supporters of CSUN Athletics. David and Daniel, both such good guys, AZ. I know they've cut your hair. They cut our good buddy Devontae Morris, one of the team managers. They cut his hair a couple weeks ago. So, you're happy to see that for the out-of-town scoreboard. One other game going on right now at the half at the Bren Center. UC Irvine 36-27 over CSUB. Irvine and Bakersfield, kind of two of the top teams. The Anteaters haven't lost yet. They lost one game. They lost to Hawaii in conference.
Well, they lost to Hawaii in conference in a game that they probably shouldn't have lost. And believe me, they're going to have a lot of respect for that Roadrunner squad. So not surprised that they're leading right now. Did you say by 9?
36-27, 9 points.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. They were going to be ready for the Roadrunners.
Later tonight, Hawaii hosts Cal Poly. There was a last-minute cancellation, so the Mustangs are going to head out to Hawaii and play on the island. They were supposed to open the season on the island. It didn't work out, but now Chris Sylvester gets a nice trip out to Hawaii, and the Mustangs will take on the Bows. 2 series were canceled this weekend. UC Riverside was supposed to visit Fullerton because of COVID protocol. Those games won't take place. And then UC Santa Barbara was supposed to go to Long Beach State. Long Beach State came with a positive test. I'm wondering if maybe Riverside and Santa Barbara might try to play.
They should. I mean, you want to get in as many games as possible. This is one crazy season, Gazal. You want to have the best record that you can, but you also want to be able to have a rhythm, so you want to get in as many games as you can. And sometimes getting those two together, it's not been working out for a lot of teams. So right now for the Matadors, look, they're just happy to be able to get this game in. That means back-to-back weeks that they've been able to play. And Starks, I mean, when your leading scorer only has 2 points and you're leading by 4, you know Starks is going to heat up in the second half. Although Starks, as you and I know, Gazal, he's a little bit banged up, so he doesn't have his same bounce, but he's out there. I love it. He's trying to play for his teammates.
36-32, CSUN by 4 over Davis. This is Matador halftime presented to you by Northridge Toyota. We're back with more after this. Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
What happened to us? We used to gather in proud arenas. Now we're watching March Madness while stuck in work holes.
Loser.
Jerk. Or shoved in man caves. We've been left alone with a DVR replay while trying not to wake the baby. Enough! Let's make our Fanchesters proud and follow the tribe, the B-Dubs, so we can fill our beers, crush all the wings, and pound every single game. You want madness? That's March Madness. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Mid-Valley Dental Care is proud to be the official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Doctors Casey and Terrence Lau have been listening, caring, and explaining for over 44 years. Just blocks from the CSUN campus at 8815 Reseda Boulevard, Mid-Valley Dental Care specializes in athletes' dental care, as well as cosmetic, orthodontia, oral surgery, and dental implants. Make your appointment today at midvalleydentalcare.com, official dental practice of CSUN Athletics.
welcome back. Matadors basketball from the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center. Gazal and Allen back at the half. Matadors lead this one by 4, 36-32. I want to take a minute, AZ. I know this is tough for you. For people who don't know, last year Allen lost his brother Turan, and it's Super Bowl weekend. And I know you and your brother would always watch the Super Bowl. And I know, last year you're kind of in the throes of everything, but a year removed, you get Super Bowl weekend again, and here you are. What are your plans? I just want to know what your plans are for Sunday. What are you going to do?
I will probably, I think my son-in-law and my grandchildren will come by, and my daughter, Corey. So Stephen, Corey, Jackson, and Sophia will probably come by. We'll watch the game. My brother used to put on the best Super Bowl party, but I'm not ready for a Super Bowl party just yet. That doesn't feature my brother hosting it. But,
so it's probably better you can't have a party this year, huh?
Yeah, and it's right. It's better that you can't have a party, but it just amazes me that you remember that, Gazal, in regards to the relationship and the Super Bowl that that I have with my brother, and you're making me quite emotional just thinking about the last Super Bowl I had with my baby brother.
I just want you to know that we're thinking of you. You were so kind to us, and you were texted Steve, myself, and Nick, because you found out on the road when we were at Portland last year, and I always remembered that. I wanted to make sure we brought it back to you and just let you know that we're here for you. I speak for myself and for Nick Bocanegra and for Steve Breck, who's the Director of Sports Medicine for CSUN. Halftime score here, 36-32. Allen and I are back with the second half momentarily. Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level. Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag #HelloHumanKindness.
Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I come to get great deals on my favorite cars. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I get impeccable service with a smile. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I go to feel at home.
Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where they have 64 service bays to fix any problem.
Northridge Toyota, your neighborhood Toyota dealership.
Northridge Toyota is located at 19550 Nordoff and is a proud supporter of CSUN Athletics.
Well, for the first 20 minutes at least, AZ, the Matadors have been better than Ezra. Magnon has played well, 6 points for him in the first half in 16 minutes, along with a couple of assists. But the Matadors, with 8 from Darius Brown, 7 for Vontae Hendricks, and 5 from Festus Andamandia, 6 from Atten Wright. It's been by committee. They've been covering Ezra Magnon by committee, and they've done a pretty good job. It's still only a 4-point lead and 20 minutes of basketball to go.
But I think it's the work that they've done on Elijah Pepper that's impressed me the most, because Elijah is not shooting the kind of percentage you and I both know that he could shoot. And so the Matadors have done a pretty good job defensively on him. And look, I watched in the warm-ups, which was kind of funny. The Matadors came out with about 7 minutes and 15 seconds left before the start of the half for their warm-ups, which is probably about 3 minutes early than they normally would. But as I watched Starks shoot the ball, Starks just doesn't have his legs under him. We don't really know what the issue is, but we did know that it was questionable if he was going to play. And he just wanted to play for his teammates.
CSUN basketball, Starks on the floor, with Brown, Hendricks, Okereke, and Artest to start the second half. For the Aggies, Ezra Magnon, Cameron Ba, Elijah Pepper, Kennedy Kohler, and on the floor with them is Christian Anegwe. Left side, Brown will try to lob it backdoor, stolen by Pepper. Rotating over, nice defensive adjustment by Les. Pepper pushing left to right will slow it up on the left side. 36-32, CSUN by 4. Davis basketball, front court left Magnon, left wing Kohler. Kohler working against Artest, left baseline Anigwe against the freshman Okereke, and he kind of slew-foots him down underneath and lays it up.
Yeah, that was just a little bit too easy. I mean, he just got where he wanted and had a little baby shot, so that time Okereke's got to start his defensive work earlier.
36-34, high post Artest. Turns to his right wing, Hendricks for CSUN. Darius Brown with a quick touch. Now back right wing for Hendricks, launches the three. That's his spot. It's short to the right. Offensive rebound, fighting for it is Okereke. Hendricks comes in there. It's a held ball, which will go over to UC Davis. Nice hustle play there by Vontae Hendricks. Looks like Inigwe took it away from Okereke, but Vontae Hendricks was waiting and tied him up.
Yeah, Vontae did a good job, and that three-point shot I thought was going to go. That is his spot on the floor, and it was straight as can be, just a hair long.
36-34, CSUN with the lead. Davis with the basketball. Ezra Magnon brings the ball into the forecourt. Angle right side. In front, Inigwe with a quick touch. Left side, Ba. Pepper, high post for Inigwe, working against Okereke. Off the flash, Magnon, right wing, here's three from Pepper. Short to the right side, Vontae Hendricks hustles after the rebound. CSUN basketball, they lead by 2, 36-34. Brown, straight away about 40 feet from the basket. Working against Cameron Ba. Dribble handoff on the right wing to Starks. Left wing, Vontae Hendricks. Little give-and-go action with Starks, short corner right side. To his right, Starks looking for Hendricks, but Hendricks cut to the basket, turnover Matadors.
Yep, that time Hendricks normally would spot up in that corner, and he didn't, and that was a nice attempt by Starks. But Starks sometimes will try passes, others won't, and that's why he'll turn the ball over, so Starks will give you some turnovers.
36-34, CSUN by 2, Davis basketball. Kohler dribbles to the wing, trying to hand it off to Magnon. Magnon, little switch there. He's guarded by Artest. Left side, Inigwe. Starks trying to cut the ball off to Pepper. The ball knocked away, and well, that's a quick whistle.
Yeah, that
I
time.
thought Starks had a hand between the two. I thought he cut between them fairly quickly.
Actually, I think it was Okereke maybe that just kind of snatched the ball out of the hands of Kohler possibly. And
well, no, they actually called the foul on Inigwe.
Did
so,
they?
Yeah, the turnover was okay. The foul on Davis, the first foul on the Aggies here in the second half. 36-34. Matadors with the lead and the ball. Artest in front. Back cut by Brown. Nearly loses the ball, but he regains it. Gets it out on the right side to Starks. TJ thought about spotting up from 3. Now he'll shoot the mid-range, and that'll rattle down.
You know, that hits some rim. He normally hits all nothing but net, so you know his shot is a little bit off.
4 points for Starks. Matadors lead by 4, 38-34. Under 18 minutes to play in regulation. Kohler in front. Right wing, Pepper. Little two-man game on the right side. Kohler borrowing underneath. Shut off by Okereke. They'll reverse to the left side. Magnon in the lane. Here's the short leaner. Back iron, no. Look at him go up and get the offensive rebound. 2 and 1 for Ezra Magnon.
That's what that youngster can do, but you can't allow him to do that. You can't allow the shortest man on the court to get an offensive rebound. So that's at least 11 second chance points for the Aggies, and you can't let that happen. Someone's got to get a body on him, and they've got to be able to grab a defensive board.
82.5% free throw shooter coming in, 33 of 48 points for Magnon. The sophomore, first free throw, the and one goes down. And you know he's the real deal because you know who's really impressed with him is our good friend James Herrick.
Yeah, I mean, no, he is the real deal, believe me.
38-37, Matadors by 1. We near 17 minutes to play in regulation. Starks dribbling, using the screen to his right in the lane, kicks to the right corner. Here's 3 from Hendricks, and that's nothing
that
but
time
net.
He got in the spot. The same pass that was thrown out of bounds by Stark, found its mark.
Double figures for Hendricks. He's got 10. CSUN 41, Davis 37. Under 17 minutes to play in regulation. Left corner, Magnon, up to the wing. Right of center, Kohler. One dribble, off to Pepper. Quick touch for Inigwe. Left side, this is Magnon attacking. He'll pull up from the short corner, and he's looking good.
Yeah, he's feeling it on the offensive end now. He's getting a chance to go right, go left, and clear some space, and he's ready to fire.
Magnon with the bucket now has 11, and it's 41-39, CSUN by 2. Here's Starks in front. Starks to the free throw line. Terminates his dribble. He'll shoot the leaner short off the front rim. Pepper comes away with the rebound for Davis. CSUN 41, Davis 39. Aggies basketball. This is Magnon wheeling. Left of the lane. Scoops it underneath. Tipped away by Starks. Starks up the right side. Starks all the way down. Leaves for Okereke running the lane. Can't finish, but a foul, and Fidelis will shoot a couple. Kennedy Kohler got caught behind.
And that was just a nice hustle on the defensive end by the Matadors, but nice transition defense by the Aggies not to allow an easy layup, making Okereke make some points from the free throw line.
Fidelis, 64% shooter on the year from the line, 9 of 14, and he sinks the first one.
And that always makes you feel good. If you're able to hit that first one, you have a little bit more confidence and you relax on that second one. So let's see if he's able to knock this one down.
Had a big game that last game, had a career-high 9 points against Santa Barbara here on the 23rd of January, then only played 9 minutes in 2 games up at San Luis Obispo. Fidelis coming in 3.1 points, 3 rebounds per game in about 12.5 minutes, and he sinks them both. 2 for 2 from the line, lead out to 4 for the Matadors, 43-39. Nearing 16 minutes to play in regulation. Front court right, Magnon working against Hendricks. Bounce pass, high post. Kohler turns and faces. Left of center, 3 for Ezra Magnon. Caresses the iron, tapped away by Merck Veladze, who's checked in. Rebound to Okereke. Brown left wing for CSUN. So Brown on the floor with Starks, Hendricks, Okereke, and Merck Veladze. Left wing, Vontae Hendricks reverses it between the circles. Starks waiting for the Okereke screen. Here it comes. He's around to the right side on the screen. Right wing 3 for Starks. Skips over the cup. Defensive rebound, Caleb Fuller, who's checked in, the 6'5 Englishman for Davis. Up the left side to Kohler. Resets with Fuller. Straight away. Fuller looking for Magnon. Now he's got him on the right side. Magnon to his left. Left wing, thought about 3, did Kohler. Trying to get the ball inside, stolen by Darius Brown, the second for CSUN. I think somebody was supposed to cut back door, and Darius found the passing lane. Here's Starks down the left side, 2 and 1. What a strong take to the hole by TJ Starks.
You know, Starks has been hunting his shot because he wants to get in an offensive rhythm, and the way to get in the offensive rhythm is always to attack the glass.
43-39, a 4-point lead for the Matadors with 15:08 to play in regulation. Actually counted, so it's a 6-point lead, 45-39. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level.
Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag #HelloHumanKindness.
Mid-Valley Dental Care is proud to be the official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Doctors Casey and Terrence Lau have been listening, caring, and explaining for over 44 years. Just blocks from the CSUN campus at 8815 Reseda Boulevard, Mid-Valley Dental Care specializes in athletes' dental care, as well as cosmetic, orthodontia, oral surgery, and dental implants. Make your appointment today at midvalleydentalcare.com, official dental practice of CSUN Athletics.
Matadors ended a 4-game losing streak on Saturday, trying to help Davis extend their losing streak to 3 here. And the Aggies have really dominated, winning 13 of 14 against CSUN, 13 of the last 14, including 5 of the last 6 here at the Matadome. But right now, AZ, largest lead of the game for CSUN, 6 points, as we have about 15 minutes to play in regulation.
Well, the Matadors are doing a pretty good job defensively, holding this Aggie squad to 45.5%. Matadors are shooting 51.5%, 17 of 33, 15 of 33 are the Aggies. So the Matadors right now doing a good job running their offense, getting some low post scoring. That's why their shooting percentage is higher. They're actually scoring around the basket. So if you can get some bunnies, that will help your shooting percentage.
2 things is they're sharing the ball and they're pressuring the ball. So no Damian Squire has really hurt the Aggies because, Ezra Magnon is the dominant ball handler for Davis, but it's nice to have a second guy that can really handle, and not that other guys can't handle, but having Squire is almost having like a second point guard the way the Matadors did last year with both Elijah Harkless and Darius Brown.
Yeah, Cameron Baugh is a shooter. I mean, he's going to probably shoot that ball from the perimeter better than Squire, but he's not going to be the defender that Squire is.
So the foul was on Baugh, his third foul on the Aggies. 78% shooter is Starks on a left-handed free throw. Nothing but nylon on that one.
Well, the Matadors now have their largest lead of 7, and can they push it to 10? I mean, this is when it's about defense. You just want to continue to play good defense.
Fuller right baseline against Merck Veladze. Kohler straightaway 3. Too strong off the back iron. Tapped out by Pepper off the hands of Okereke right to Kohler. Second chance opportunity out of the right corner. Nothing off the back iron and a foul. Nice position by Okereke. Fouled over the back by Kennedy Kohler.
Yeah, Matadors was fortunate that there was not another second chance points scored because that was a nice offensive rebound by the Aggies.
CSUN 46, Davis 39. Under 15 minutes to play in regulation. Brown, Starks, Hendricks on the floor with Okereke and Merck-Veladze. A couple of freshmen out there. Hendricks in front, flashing right of the lane. Foul line extended is Starks. A little jab step, back to his right, step back. Little James Harden move, grazes the front iron, hits the floor, picked off by Fuller trying to get it to Kohler. A little pressure in the backcourt, but Davis emerges with it left to right. This is Magnon in front, wheeling to the right wing. Quick touch in the right corner by Pepper, right of center. Fuller, the Englishman. Around to the left side it goes. Here's Ba attacking baseline, and a whistle.
That time he was fouled on the floor, I think, by T.J. Starks. Starks does not have his normal explosiveness. He had a jump shot, and it was short. And, he gets off the floor, and he usually will always have the ball go over the front of the rim. So right now, he's just doesn't have the same umph.
First foul on Starks, second on the Matadors. Davis basketball out of bounds. It'll stay with the Aggies. Ball deflected away. It was on the far sideline right in front of head coach Jim Less. Jim Less, over the course of his career, 15-3 against the Matadors. Kohler gets the inbound, hands it right back to Fuller. Fuller now right of center for Davis. Right side, Pepper to the free throw line. Left of center, Kohler. Left corner, Ba sweeping to the bucket, shut off by Brown. 5 to shoot for the Aggies. Left wing, Kohler, step back, long three. Air ball, put up and in underneath by Pepper. They're going to wave it off.
Yeah, they should wave it off because it sure did went after the buzzer.
So they're going to go check the video. It did not hit the rim. So Pepper caught the ball, tried to throw it up in one motion as the buzzer sounded. With the naked eye, it looked like he was about half a second off, but we'll check the video.
Well, if they're going by the zero, I'm sure the ball was in his hand on the zero, but if they're going by the the lining, the red lining that normally goes around the basket to make sure that the tenths of a second have gone off, maybe he made it. But it was definitely zero, in my opinion, when it was in his hands.
Very important. It's only one basket, but very important to some people who are listening. 13:49 to play in regulation. CSUN 46, UC Davis 39. Matadors took a tough loss on Friday last week at Cal Poly, but you know what? Give credit to Mark Gottfried and his staff. By the way, I think the coaching staff's done an incredible job this year here with all the fits and starts. First it was the schedule, then it was the amount of players, but Mark Gottfried got on the postgame with us and said, hey, this is on me, I'm the coach, we need to defend better. They came and defended really well on Saturday, and they defended pretty well today, AZ. You mentioned Davis is shooting okay when you consider they're at about 42%. They hadn't shot over 30% or over 40% in either their last two games against conference opponents, but they're having to work for those shots a little bit more.
Yes,
and you mentioned, if not for the second chance points, this could be a double-digit lead for the Matadors.
And that basket did not count, so the Matadors, once again, did get a defensive stop.
46-39, CSUN by 7. Brown on the floor with Starks, Hendricks, Okereke, and Merck-Veladze. Darius in front, about 28 feet out straight away. Just left of the lane, to his right on the dribble, Merck-Veladze spins back left hand off the window, no offensive rebound. Okereke for CSUN, sends it back out to the left wing for Brown. Matadors retain possession, second chance opportunity for CSUN. Starks in front against Ba, measuring him. Starks to his right, 5 to shoot. Starks at the free throw line. He gets Ba in the air and flings it up, and 2 points coming up. And Ba's he knew exactly what was happening, and it just happened. It reminds me of when a defensive player jumps, when it's the cadence and he jumps offside. T.J. Starks playing a little Eli Manning there. He gets Cameron Ba to jump.
That's exactly what happened. He knew he had done everything right, and at the very last, he bid on the fake.
AZ being an old football guy appreciates that, and Starks switches it down.
It's kind of like as an old defensive back, you know right now the guy's supposed to be doing an out pattern, and all of a sudden he does a down and out, then he goes up on you. You're like, you're supposed to be doing a down and out.
2 free throws for T.J. Starks, getting healthy at the free throw line, makes them both. Matador lead is 9, 48-39. CSUN on a 5-0 run over the last 3.5 minutes, really putting the screws to UC Davis, and a turnover near midcourt. Here's Starks all the way to the basket against Kohler. He can't finish, but Kohler on the foul for Davis.
Well, at that time, Kohler, I actually think that was a smart foul. Now, that is the 16 foul on the Aggies, and you don't want to be getting the Matadors in the 1-and-1 so early with 13:07 left in regulation. But he was not going to allow Starks either to have a dunk or an easy layup. And so Starks has got to make it from the free throw line.
Yeah, I had the line from Sympathy for the Devil all lined up for Starks if he dunked on Kennedy Third foul on Kohler Kennedy, sixth on the Aggies, and that one rattles in off the front rim for TJ Starks.
Yeah, I was about to say he saved at least 1 point because that free throw didn't look like it was going to go.
So lead out to 10 for the Matadors. Kohler to the bench along with Ba. Back into the ball game, B.J. Shaw and Christian Anegwe for the Aggies. Starks, second free throw coming up. He's hit all 4 of his free throws. He's now in double figures with 10.
Isn't that something? He had 2 points in the first half, but like I told you, he's been trying to get in an offensive rhythm because he knows the Matadors need him to score.
Scorer's going to score, and that's too strong off the back iron. Tapping around there. Okereke finally runs it down. How about the stick-to-itives of the freshman? Second chance opportunity for the Matadors. Starks in the lane to his right, and he's fouled by Magnon.
And he'll have it. It'll be 1-1. That's a nice, strong move that time by Mr.
It's interesting that the Matadors, with their 2 ball handlers, are kind of disrupting the rotation of Davis, right? Elijah Pepper was really getting on one of his teammates about not moving. He didn't move to the right part of the floor.
Well, Starks has to make the first to get the second.
Left-handed free throw. He's 4 of 5 from the line, make it 5 of 6. So TJ now with 11 points. The Matadors lead by 11, 50-39 with 12:58 to play in regulation.
So much time left. You Matadors have to continue to play good defense. That's what they're doing. And right now it's really being led with good defensive positioning by Vontae Hendricks.
Rattles down.
Hendricks has been guarding Ezra Magnon, and he's just making Ezra really have to work for everything.
Dozen points for the Matadors. They lead by 12, 51-39. Right side, Magnon wheels to his left, top of the circle. Attacking the baseline is Fuller, strong to the basket. Won't finish, but a foul on Merk Veladze. Merk Veladze kind of got caught in between steps there, and Caleb Fuller will shoot a couple of free throws.
Yeah, Fuller is just a little stronger, a little wiser. He knew he had a freshman on him. Realized that once he got his shoulders past him, that he could get to the rim. And he's a good free throw shooter, so that's like just, that's like 2 points for sure. Well, he's an excellent free throw shooter, a superior free throw shooter actually, over 90%.
18 minutes last year, Fuller averaged about 7 points and 2 rebounds. Had a big game against CSUN, and he misfires with the free throw there.
And I'm not going to take any credit for that because he should have made it because he's too good of a free throw shooter to miss that one. He had it right on line.
81% last year, 90% coming in, and you mentioned it's his first miss. He was 5 of 5 before that one. 11 points for Fuller all in the first half, and he sinks the second one, so it's an 11-point game, 51-40. Under 13 minutes to play in regulation, Matadors by 11. Starks left wing for Brown. Darius down shut off at the lane. Okereke skips it across to the right side for Hendricks for CSUN. Free throw line, Okereke. Cycles it left for Brown. Free throw line, catch and shoot, and an offensive foul on the Matadors. I think they're going to get Fidelis for an illegal screen.
And Merk Veladze, even though he had about a 14-footer, shot at about 13.5 feet. So Merk Veladze is really off on the jump shot because that was a perfect play set up for him to score.
And we'll get Festus Andemanya back. The foul on Fidelis is his 4th. So Okereke has given the Matadors a solid effort. He'll sit down. 4th foul on him. Festus Andemanya, the 6'7 sophomore, checks in. 4th team foul on CSUN. As we near 12 minutes to play, Matadors up 11, 51-40. Advancing into the forecourt is Magnon, and now an offensive foul the other way. Illegal screen called on Anegwe.
Yeah, Anegwe that time just stuck his hip out trying to make sure that he could get a defender off of Magnon, and the officials aren't going to let you get away with that, Christian.
Anegwe, the transfer from San Jose State, he had a pretty good year last year, playing for head coach Jean Prelou. Right side, Brown in front. Andemanya deflected away by Brian Shaw, working against Vontae Hendricks.
That time Festus kind of telegraphed that pass. Even though teams know your play, so you just can't turn wheel and fire. You got to make sure that the pass is there to be made.
12:06 to play in regulation. Matadors 51, Aggies 40. Starks left of center, about 22 feet out to his right. On the dribble against Magnon. Here's the step back. 18-footer rattles off the rim to the left side. Fighting for the rebound were B. Shaw and Festus. The ball out of bounds. It'll go over to Davis. 11:57 to play in regulation. Matadors 51, Davis 40. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
Where's Northridge Toyota? It's where I come to get great deals on my favorite cars. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I get impeccable service with a smile. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I go to feel at home.
Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where they have 64 service bays to fix any problem.
Northridge Toyota, your neighborhood Toyota dealership.
Northridge Toyota is located at 19550 Nordoff and is a proud supporter of CSUN Athletics. Hey Matadors, the Sundial is here to keep you connected to all things CSUN. As the student-run campus news outlet, we aim to be the voice of you, the CSUN community. The Sundial publishes fresh content online daily and timeless, community-focused stories in print every Wednesday. Check us out on the web at dailysundial.com or follow us on Twitter at Daily Sundial and on Instagram at The Sundial.
You a fan of The Weeknd, AZ?
Is that a group, or are you talking about the actual
The
Weeknd?
We just heard Blinding Lights. He'll be playing at the Super Bowl. That's why I mentioned it.
Okay, no, I love Weekends, and so that music was pretty nice. So I like him too.
The Weeknd seems like a really nice guy.
Yeah.
11:57 to play in regulation. CSUN 51, UC Davis 40. And I want to talk a little bit about UC Davis. And they lost a lot of firepower last year.
Yes.
Hey, the Matadors happy to see Joe Mooney go.
Oh, Joe
It seemed
Mooney.
like he would always hit a bunch of shots against
Stephon
the Matadors.
Gonzalez.
And it's Gonzalez, Matt Neufeld, Rogers, Printup all graduated last year. But they did return 105 of 160 starts from 2020. Obviously, no Damian Squire. That hurts them a little bit.
Well, look, they're a good team. They returned some players. The Matadors, they talk about cry me a river. If there's one team in the conference that can say we're going to cry a river, that's the Matadors for what they lost. But nobody cares, do they, Gazal? They just say, whatever team you got out there, we want to beat you.
Yeah, I mean, the Matadors, they struggle and nobody cares. The Matadors haven't really had their whole team all year. And coaches know that. Coach Herrick knows that. Coach Gottfried knows that. Coach Dunlap, who's here. Coach Van Houten, they all know that. They just, hey, like we said, it's a cliche now, but it's so true. The next man up, Matadors, they couldn't start TJ Starks last game. Atten Wright stepped up and had a big game. Matadors up 11, Davis basketball. Here's Magnon left to right. Left wing, Fuller. In front, Anigwe. One dribble for Anigwe, dribble handoff to Pepper, left of the arc. Left side, Pepper 15-footer. Too strong, tapped up by TJ Starks to himself, and he grabs the defensive rebound. Matadors, right to left, left wing, transition, three. And Starks buries it.
Well, he's been hunting his shot. He finally found his outside shot.
And Starks, who had 2 first-half points on fire here in half number 2, that three gives him 15 on the game. 54-40, Matadors by 14, Davis basketball. A 13-3 run over the last 5.5 minutes for CSUN. Left baseline, Fuller to his right, then to his left, now to his right. 2 and 1 as he's on the low block.
And Darius Brown II is giving a little coaching to Alex Merkvaladze. Look, he says, look, what shoulder he wants to turn over on that shot, so you have to make sure that you're there. You can't allow him to turn to that side.
Here's the free throws coming up for Fuller, and the and one drops. And so the lead down to 11 for CSUN as we near 11 minutes to play in regulation. Right corner, 3 for Hendricks. Yes!
Wow, that's his spot. And TJ Starks found him once again.
57-43. The Matadors opening some things up right now. And Hendricks really should be commended on his defensive work against Magnon. Front court right, Pepper bounce pass, middle post, right side. Fuller to his left against Merkvaladze. Yes! 2 and 1.
Well, they're going to have to make a change. They're going to have to put Festus on Fuller because Fuller's taking advantage of Merkvaladze, and now they're going to put in a better defender in Ron Artest.
Last year, now, there was all the three-pointers flying, but Fuller had a big game against the Matadors last February in Davis. 16 points on 7 of 11 shooting, but that was an old PCAA game back on February 15th, 110-98.
Well,
I kept looking for Stan Morrison.
He's about to have 16 now.
Bill Mulligan to show up, and he misses it off the front rim. Ron Artest is checked in, but can't corral the defensive rebound. A timeout called by UC Davis. Anigwe gets on the floor and retains possession for the Aggies. So just like that, still a 12-point game. Plenty of time left, 10:38 to play in regulation, and we'll take a break. 57-45. Well, we'll keep it right here. We did the break already. The Matadors up 12, but Davis will retain the basketball,
Yes.
Alan.
I mean, once again, Matadors giving second chance opportunities. And look, I never really want to give any excuses on when you can't get a rebound on a missed free throw.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you may have relaxed a little bit because Fuller is such a good free throw shooter, but he has missed 2 tonight, so he is human. But I don't think they were prepared to even get a rebound, and that's what the mistake of the Matadors. Always be prepared, even when you got a 90% on the free throw line, he just may miss.
Here's something to look at. Davis coming in. Last year they averaged nearly 15 assists per game as a team. This year they're only averaging 12. Now keep in mind they haven't played as many games. They have averaging 12.3 assists per game. The Matadors have limited them to 4 assists thus far in the ball game, and a lot of that can be attributed to the defensive job they've done on Ezra Magnon. They want to make Magnon a scorer for his point guard and not let him get other guys involved.
Exactly, and because they put length on him with Vontae Hendricks, and Hendricks is a long, lean defender, it's not easy for him to be able to get others involved or to score himself. And not having Damian Squire, who can kind of lighten the load, you can put it in his hands and let him run some offense, let him attack the rim. That's also hurt the Aggies.
And with Vontae hasn't been healthy all year. He's dealing with the hip issue. He's got limited minutes right now. I'm telling you, when he's healthy, and again, I hate to we have the Super Bowl weekend coming up. I hate to do the football parallel, but he is like a Darrell Revis or a Deion Sanders. He can take another player off the floor, and then you're playing 4-on-4. He did it with Trey Maddox when they were up at Fullerton.
You were reading my mind. That's who I was going to say. I mean, Trey Maddox is a scorer, and he did an excellent job that first game against Cal State Fullerton on Trey Maddox, and right now he's doing a good job on a very, very talented point guard, the third leading scorer, I think, in the conference, Ezra Magnon. So Matadors, though still struggling rebounding-wise. I mean, the Matadors are being out-rebounded 24-19. 7 offensive rebounds for the Aggies, and with those 7 offensive rebounds, they've had a chance to score 12 second-chance points.
Yeah. So second-chance points. They are up by 6 to +6 for the Aggies. Magnon back in. Magnon, Pepper on the floor with Fuller, Anegwe. We're kind of blinded. We're kind of shut off on the corner here. We got a little bit of a blind spot as Magnon to trigger it in. Left wing Fuller for Davis. Flashing in front. This is Pepper working against Darius Brown II. Pepper down the left side to the basket. Yes!
Yeah, that time he said, look, I'm not going to settle for a jumper. So that's another second chance opportunity the Matadors let get away.
B.J. Shaw, the 5th player on the floor for the Aggies. Starks, Brown, Hendricks on the floor with Artest and Andemania for CSUN. Matadors up 10, 57-47. Left wing Brown, bounce pass left corner for Hendricks, trying to get it out. Oh, what a play by Pepper. He crashes into the bubble, ahead to B.J. Shaw, who lays it up and in.
That's just good defense that time. Matadors looking at a zone, and that zone threw them off, and they threw it away. So right now, what is that? Is that 5 straight points?
57-49, UC Davis. Another bucket for the Aggies. Left corner, here's Artest for CSUN. Left wing Brown for the Matadors. Between the circles, Starks trying to calm it down. Left wing, catch and shoot 3 for Darius. He'll miss the shot, but a foul on Pepper.
Yeah.
3 free throws coming up for DB2.
Yeah, that's just a mistake for Mr. Pepper. That's a mistake. Hey, you just can't do that. You can't foul a 3-point shooter. Bail the Matadors out.
So second foul on Pepper, the 9th on the Aggies, and 3 free throws coming up for Darius. And I'll tell you, that illustrates the value of Damian Squire. Because if Damian Squire, they were in a zone then, but if Damian Squire's in the game, he's playing either Darius or TJ, and the first free throw for Darius is nothing but net. And
that's an important free throw the Matadors just hit. You needed to stop that scoring run. So what was the scoring run? Because was it 6 in a row, 5 in a row?
It was 6-1 because they made
okay.
Matadors. Remember, they made 1 of 2 from the free throw line. So 6 points in a row, yes, and a free throw coming in. Brown makes the first 2. Atten right into the ball game, replacing T.J. Starks. Wright, the 6-foot freshman, a Lakewood kid, but prepped at Fairmont Prep in Anaheim his last 2 years, and 3 free throws for Brown. So the Matador lead back up to 11, 60-49. We're under 10 minutes to play in regulation here at the Matadome. CSUN trying to knock off UC Davis. They beat him here in 2019. It was the first win against UC Davis in about 5 years. Here at the Matadome, left baseline, Anegwe to his right against Andemania, 2 and 1.
Boy, now the bigs are just crushing the Matador bigs underneath. I mean, the Matador bigs just don't have any post presence. And so every time they go down low, Matador bigs are not getting good early positioning to keep them away from the basket. So now a chance for an old-fashioned three-point play for the Aggies.
Anegwe played in his high school ball in Phoenix, Arizona, started his career at San Jose State. Last year averaged 5.2 points in 5.3 games off the bench in 23 minutes. For Jean Prelo, who's a proud alum of Teaneck High School in Teaneck, New Jersey. One of the best nicknames of high school, the Teaneck Highwayman.
Oh, I like that. You're right.
So Jean Prelu was there when Doug Glanville was there, the former Philadelphia Philly. Also a graduate of Teaneck High. Well, David Stern was many years ago, but Lawrence Frank, who's the current general manager of the LA Clippers, a Teaneck guy. 60-52. We got Bill Harendra in the house. He's from Jersey, so all the Jersey stuff's coming out, AZ. Matadors up 8 with the basketball. High post, Artest. Cycles it to the right side for Darius Brown. Right corner, Hendricks. They leave him wide open. Now Magnon closes on him. Right baseline, Artest. Artest underneath, leans in, and the right-hand shot is good.
Nice shot by Artest. Didn't try to fall away. Went to and up high for the shot.
Under 9 minutes to play in regulation. A 10-point lead for CSUN, 62-52. Davis running their offense. Magnon cycles it back to B.J. Shaw. Shaw, high post, left side, Anigwe, right wing 3 for Cameron Ba. Front rim, no. High to get the rebound, Festus Andamania. Right to left, Hendricks for CSUN. Matadors will slow it down. Darius in front, straight away, about 35 feet on the N of the midcourt logo. He'll call out a play. Swings to the left side for Wright. Quick touch for Atten. Right back to Darius, working against Shaw. Screen and roll action with Andamania. Here's Ronnie Artest to the right wing for Hendricks. 8 to shoot for the Matadors. Flashing at the free throw line is Festus. One dribble to the basket. Strong to the basket, 2 and 1.
Well, turnabout is fair play. He was giving up three-point opportunities. Now he was able to get inside and score on a big.
So score the bucket for Festus, and I love the energy from Festus here this afternoon. Hendricks leaves the floor. Back into the ball game, TJ Stark. So let's see if Davis can turn it on a little bit. Now Hendricks off the floor. I'm guessing Starks will probably play Magnon.
I would think so, and that's going to be the matchup I think everyone in the Big West has wanted to see.
Festus for the and 1. Yes.
How about that? Nice soft touch by the big fella.
65-52, 13-point game. Matadors by 13. The foul on Anegwe, his 4th, the 10th on the Aggies. Here's Magnon back the other way. Fuller thought about the 3. Off to Cameron Ba, who's wide open. He won't shoot. He'll reset on the left side. Left wing, Magnon against Brown. Into the high post. This is Shaw, has it poked away, and a foul on DB2.
DB2 thought he got all ball, and I thought he did too, but the official was right there. You know he made the right call.
Free throws coming up when we come back. 7:54 to play in regulation. CSUN 65, Aggies 52. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
Smell that? It's playoff season. You know how you can tell? Because the playoffs are on. East will meet West, sevens will be bested, and banners will be lifted. So get in your car, your boat, or your train and get to B-Dubs. To celebrate this special time of the year, curl up with some wings, warm up by the TV with your closest savages, and order a frosty beer just like Mom used to pour. Merry playoffs, everyone. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
CSUN Athletics would like to thank the Warner Center Marriott for their continued support. The newly re-energized Warner Center Marriott boasts nearly 500 rooms and a newly styled American restaurant. For room rates or reservations, call 818-887-4800. That's the Warner Center Marriott at 818-887-4800, supporting CSUN Matador Athletics.
.54 to play in regulation. CSUN 65, UC Davis 52. You know, since you and I have been working together, the Matadors really haven't handled the Aggies this well in any game I can remember.
Yeah, I think it's because the Matadors haven't shot this well. I mean, the Matadors are shooting 52.5% for the game. It looks like there's 21 of 40, I think, looking at the stat sheet. And so they're shooting the ball well. Look, the Aggies are shooting well, too, 46.5%. So it's not like the Matadors are doing a fantastic job defensively, but the Matadors are turning the Aggies over. And because of those turnovers, the Matadors are scoring off those turnovers. They've got 17 points off of 13 Aggie turnovers.
Starks, Wright, Brown on the floor. with Ron Artest III and Festus Andemania. And I'll tell you what, it is good to have Festus Andemania back. Festus with 8 points tonight. And Uncle Allen's going to be upset. He only has 1 rebound, but he's been giving the Matadors some good energy on both sides of the floor.
He's just got to start his defense early. He's got to work to make sure he either fronts or make sure that he can push the offensive player away from the rim.
1-1 for B.J. Shaw. He's 6 of 10, but he's 4 of his last 5 from the free throw line.
Nice free throw too. That would
make that free throw
yeah.
good. Obviously, Daddy will be proud of that one.
Yep.
His dad, of course, played at UC Santa Barbara. Those great teams under Jerry Pym. Drafted in the first round by the Boston Celtics. Second free throw coming for B.J. Shaw. Spins around the orange and drops through, and it's a 65-54 ball game. The Matadors ahead by 11 as we're under 8 minutes to play in regulation. Angle right, far side Starks. Between the circles, Atten right about 30 feet out straight away. High post left side, Andemania for CSUN, hands it right back to Atten right. Right dribbles out to the wing, in front, TJ Starks. 10 to shoot for CSUN. Sharks with a little jab step. Starks left corner for Atten right. 6 to shoot for the Matadors. Right steps back. The 3 is short off the left side, out of bounds, over to UC Davis. And that's what Davis does, man. You miss a shot, you're not getting a second opportunity.
Yeah, and that time, Atten Wright was just a little bit confused. He had plenty of time on the shot clock if they wanted to run some more offense. That time he thought maybe he could knock down a 3, and that's okay. He's a good shooter, so shooters got to shoot.
Magnon on the floor with Cameron Ba, B.J. Shaw, Caleb Fuller, and Kennedy Kohler is checked back in, the 6'7 senior from Las Vegas. Down the left side of the lane, Magnon, somebody got lost all the way to the rim.
That was Festus. Festus was supposed to help that time, and Festus that time just left the lane wide open.
65-56, Matadors by 9, under 7 minutes to play in regulation. Andemania top of the circle. Terminates his dribble, swings to the left wing for Atten right for CSUN. Starks in front. Starks sweep through into the lane. Strong to the basket through 3 gray shirts. Fouled underneath on the baseline. 2 shots coming up for TJ Starks. They get Fuller on the foul.
He's such a scorer, and if he's able to get to his left hand, and that time he was able to, he held his pivot foot, faked the shot, and then continued to go up after the fake and was fouled. So that was just a very nice play by Mr. Starks. And Matadors right now, they want to play good defense. You got to score, but it's on the defensive end. You continue to play good defense, you'll be okay.
Starks 6 of 7 from the free throw line, and he sinks that one. 16 for Starks, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Unfortunately, fans can't come into the Matadome. Man, TJ Starks is a treat to watch play basketball.
Yeah, he's a treat to watch. He's such a competitor. Like I said, he's been hunting for his offense because he knows the Matadors need it, but he's not let up on the defensive end at all.
Second free throw rattles down. He makes them both lead back to 11, 67-56. You made a great parallel. We're talking on the phone. You said Darius is the quarterback and TJ is the running back.
Yep.
He's a physical running back, too. He's like, Marshawn Lynch, somebody like that. Davis basketball, Matadors lead by 11. Attacking the rim is Fuller. He loses the ball midair against Artest. Matadors right back, right to left. Ahead, Starks finds Andemania underneath. 2, he can't finish, but he'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, that ball hit all sides of the rim, but they didn't go in. So a couple of free throws for Mr. Festus Andemania.
Kohler picks up the foul, his 4th. Andemania back to the free throw line, so Festus with 8 points on the game.
It's been a month of Sunday since he scored in double figures. I'd like to see him make a couple of free throws here.
Bricks that one off the back iron.
Yep.
I think Stanford was the last time he had double digits.
Yeah,
he had a season-high 12 against Pepperdine. He had a big game against Pepperdine.
Yeah, that free throw, it was just a little bit too hard, a little long, but I think he had the rhythm that he likes. But so here's another important one.
Festus had been 2 for 3. 2 of 4 from the line. Let's see if he can do 3 of 5. And that one in and out, no.
And now Artest makes the mistake of fouling.
Yeah.
So that's a chance. 2 missed free throws, and now you give a chance to give up free throws on the other end. So that's a mistake by Artest. And Festus needed to make at least one of those 2 free throws.
And then over the back on Anegwe. So Anegwe will shoot 1-1 on the other end. It was Cal State Fullerton, actually. That first game against Fullerton, the one the Matadors won, AZ. Last time Festus with double figures, 10 points and 6 rebounds. Back on the 16th of January.
Yeah, that was 2 big misses. It's something, because this could be a 4-point swing. You should be up, by 13, and now you're going to only be up by maybe 9.
Robert Staff and Mark Fulton, Matthew Racason, the officials tonight, and Fuller makes the first one to trim the lead down to 10. Second free throw coming to a left-handed Englishman, and that one rolls down 67-58.
Yeah, huge. Let's remember that. The 2 missed free throws and then a foul, and that time was just a mistake by Ron Artest, 2 foul.
Ronnie's foul is his second. Matadors up 9, 67-58. Brown in front. Brown down the right side of the lane. Lobs for Andamania, who puts it down.
And they could have called a foul on that, but that time Festus made it up by going up high and putting that in softly.
Festus with 10 points. First time in double figures since Cal State Fullerton Davis basketball. 69-58, Matadors by 11. Magnon in front. Magnon leans in. It'll dance around the rim, no, and a whistle.
Yeah, that time he saw the young freshman on him and said, young man, I'm only a year older than you, but I got some experience on you, and I'm going to cause a foul.
So the foul on Atten Wright, his first, and 2 shots coming up for Azra Magnon. Magnon, 13 points, 6 of 9 from the floor, just 1 free throw today. But the key is 2 assists to 3 turnovers. First free throw goes through Swish, and if he can't get other guys involved, he's not as effective. He is their leading scorer this year at 16 points a game, but his deal is he gets other guys involved.
Yeah, he does, and the Matadors are making him work, but it's funny how eyes will light up when you know there's a guy guarding you that doesn't have quite the experience or the athleticism.
So he makes both free throws. In addition to that, all of a sudden, Davis hot from the floor. They've made 6 of their last 7. So under 6 minutes to play in regulation. Matadors 69, Aggies 60. Right side Starks, give and go with Brown, but he's denied at the rim. But there's the tip from Ron Artest.
Ron Artest, that's a nice play by him. Nice controlled tip.
Back the other way. Here's the runner from Elijah Pepper. Off the window is good, 71-62. And all of a sudden the pace picking up again.
Yeah, that's just bad defense over the Matadors.
Andamania underneath from Starks. Denied by the rim. Defensive rebound Anigwe for Davis. Magnon wheeling back the other way. Right wing Magnon working against Hendricks, who's back in, and Hendricks fouls him with 5:08 to play and more free throws coming up.
Yeah, the Matadors are in a little bit of trouble. I mean, look, I don't understand it. He had a lob dunk that was much tougher to make, was Festus Ndumanya. He had one right at the rim. All he had to do was just get over the front of the rim, and he short-armed it. So it's you just never know with these youngsters what they're going to give you.
Magnon back to the free throw line where he's 3 of 3.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you can get well at the free throw line when you're a great free throw shooting team like the Aggies, and they're getting up to the free throw line. So much time left. Matadors with a slim 8-point lead, 5:08 left of regulation, and so you got to play some defense. I told you it's about defense, and the Matadors have kind of fallen asleep on the defensive end.
Second free throw from Ezra Magnon. He makes them both. 71-64. Magnon will get a breather here. They will keep him out until about the under 4 timeout.
Yep.
Ron Pekka checks in, the freshman from Estonia. Now he's forced into duty. No Damian Squire tonight, one of the top defenders for UC Davis. Brown on the floor with Starks, Hendricks, Artest, and Andamania. Right of center Starks working against Cameron Baugh for Davis. Left wing Hendricks, 1 dribble to his right, he'll back off. Lob middle post right side for Artest. Ronnie goes down underneath and he commits a charge.
Yeah. Yep. That time Ronnie just was thinking about scoring. He thought about scoring and he charged. That's not the play, Ronnie. That's not the play.
Lead down to 7 for the Matadors, 71-64. Third foul on Artest. Merk Veladze back. Artest leaves the floor. Merk Veladze, the 6'9" freshman from Modesto Christian. So Pekka brings the ball back up. Keep in mind, Ezra Magnon not on the floor for UC Davis. Front court right, Baugh. In front, Pepper. High post left side, Anigwe. Left side, Pekka to his right on the dribble. Reverses left side, Pepper. They try to entry pass inside, out of bounds. Turnover to CSUN.
That was a big turnover for the Matadors. They needed to get a stop because they were either fouling or giving up easy shots. So right now the Matadors are going to have to run some offense, get a good shot, and then get back on defense.
71-64 as we near the 4-minute mark here in regulation. High post left side Starks. Turns and faces Baugh, and he dribbled it off his foot. Turnover. Nice job by Anigwe getting on the floor to retain that loose ball. So Davis could cut the lead to 5. 71-64 CSUN. Davis basketball. Pekka in front about 30 feet out. Quick touch for Anigwe. Reverse to the right wing. Right baseline now. Fuller double teamed. Fuller through the double team and fouled by Starks at 4 minutes straight up remaining.
That'll be a timeout, and it's going to be a 5-point game after this. So the Matadors not getting stops and turning the ball over.
71-64, CSUN by 7. 4 minutes to play in regulation. Alan and I are back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level.
Share your acts of human kindness on social media using hashtag HelloHumanKindness.
CSUN Matadors Athletics would like to thank Dr. Dominic Sisto and the LA Orthopedic Institute for their continued support. The LA Orthopedic Institute is one of California's most respected sports medicine practices with a philosophy rooted in faster rehabilitation and recovery. The LA Orthopedic Institute has offices in Sherman Oaks and Palmdale. For more information, go to laortho.org.
Matadors Basketball Network, CSUN 71, UC Davis 64. 4 minutes straight up left in this one. You know, I talked about it a bunch of times. The last 5 games here between these two teams decided by 23 points. Generally, the game plays closer. I have a feeling 2 free throws coming up, you mentioned, for UC Davis is going to get closer, AZ.
It's going to get closer. And right now, I'm going to go back to the 2 missed free throws by Festus and Demania. The Matadors were up by 11. It was about 6 minutes and some seconds left in the game. He missed them both, and then the Matadors fouled, and 2 free throws were made. And since then, the Matadors have made a basket, and they're just, right now, they're kind of stuck in the mud on the offensive end, and they let up defensively. They may be a little bit tired because the offense has always run so well by the Aggies, so they may be a little bit winded, but right now, turnovers, fouling, missed free throws, hurting the Matadors.
Brown, Starks, Hendricks, Merkvaladze, Okereke on the floor for CSUN. Ezra Magnon back for UC Davis. It's Magnon, Ba, Pepper, Anagwe, and Caleb Fuller who'll shoot 2. And you mentioned he's an excellent free throw shooter. He's 9 for 11 today. He'd come in 9 of 10 on the season. The left-handed shooter's first one is nothing but net, and we got a 6-point game.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a 5-point game when it's all said and done after these free throws. So with the Matadors on the offensive end, they definitely need to get a score. And then on defense, they just have to stop fouling. They have to move their feet and guard like they know how.
Second free throw is good. 71-66 as we're under 4 minutes to play in regulation. Matadors work some clock, run the offense, get a good shot. A 2-3 look for UC Davis. High post at the free throw line, Merkvaladze. They spin it around, left wing, Hendricks thinks about the 3, and they reverse to the right side for Starks. Starks, top of the circle, whips underneath, extra pass to Merkvaladze in the paint, lays it up
I
and
like
in.
that extra pass, and I like the fact that Merkvaladze finished it. That was important for the Matadors. Now can they get a stop?
73-66. 30 seconds elapsed off the clock for that one. Davis needs a quick score. Let's see what they do. Anegwe off to Magnon. Left wing, Ba back to Anegwe against Okereke, the freshman. They like that matchup to his left. Trying to pass it through the paint, but intercepted by Darius Brown. Bearing behind him was Elijah Pepper.
Yeah, Darius Brown did a good job stealing that ball. But there was Fidelis Okereke who did a great job defensively.
Angle right outside is Starks for CSUN. We're under 3 minutes to play in regulation here at the Matadome. Here's Hendricks, angle left. In front, Starks, jab step. Jab step, steps back. Here's the 18-footer. Rattles around the rim. No defensive rebound. Caleb Fuller for Davis.
That's Stark's shot, so he can take that. That's the shot he likes.
Magnon accelerating into the front court, and a whistle out high. Free throws coming up for Magnon. They caught Vontae Hendricks.
Easy to call, too. That was a foul on Hendricks. Hendricks is maybe a little bit tired because that time Magnon did a great job just blowing right by him, and Hendricks stuck out his arm.
Matter is such a good job on Magnon in the first half, holding him to 6 points. He's got 17. His season average just over 16. He's 5 of 5 from the free throw line.
He's going to be 7-7 when this is all over. He's just a good free throw shooter. You know, teams that shoot 80% from the free throw line don't come very often. When you see them, you know why they're 80%. Everyone steps up, concentrates, and knocks them down.
And Magnon drains the second one. That actually hit a little bit of rim, and it's a 5-point game, 73-68. So again, the Matadors will be content to work some clock, but the key is you want to get a good shot.
You want to get a good shot, and then you want to get stops.
Hendricks between the circles against Pepper. Nearly turns it over, regains the ball. High post, right side, Okereke. Back to Hendricks, strong to the basket, flings it up, nearly dropped it down, but he'll go and shoot some free throws.
Boy, is he quick. He exploded up to that baseline, and now he's got to make some free throws to keep extending the lead, to make this a 3-possession game if he could knock down 2 free throws.
Anigwe is out of the ball game. That's his 5th foul. He'll be removed from the game, and 2 shots coming up for Vontae Hendricks. And a good game for Vontae, 13 points for him, and he's 3 of 4 from the free throw line. Hendricks, his season high this year is 14.
I think Hendricks is tired, though. I mean, he reached the last time he was guarding Ezra Magnon, and that's not like him. He normally plays defense with his feet. I'm going to see if these free throws are going to be short, because I think he's a little bit winded, Gazal. If you see the free throw short, that means he really can't finish on his toes.
Kennedy Kohler back, the 6'7" senior for UC Davis, right-handed free throw, and that one's too strong.
Wow. Yeah, well, I thought that was going to go in when I knew it was going to go over the front of the rim, but now he definitely, Matadors had missed 2 free throws a little while back with Festus.
Second free throw coming for Vontae, and that one goes down.
That's a huge free throw. That's a huge free throw.
Mark Gottfried wants to talk it over. He'll call timeout. So a 6-point game right now. 74-68, 2:25 remain in regulation. And Davis, they're going to want to get something fairly quick. And the Matadors, every time they get the ball, you want to work a little bit of clock. But again, you want to get a good shot.
Yeah, you want to run your offense. You don't want to turn the ball over. Sometimes, even if you just run your offense and you run clock and get a shot up, you just don't want to turn it over and get them out with getting a chance to run and score without the defense being set.
Davis, 22 of 26 from the free throw line. The Matadors, 19 of 25. The difference tonight, AZ, we got a 6-point game here. Matadors, 7 of 16 from 3. Davis, just 2 of 14. Remember last year in that game up at Davis, UC Davis was 15 of 25 from beyond the arc. That was a big bump for them. In fact, in 2 games last year, UC Davis against the Matadors shot 47% from beyond the arc, 26 of 55. So it's a good start for the Matadors.
Well, I got a funny feeling now it's going to be an Elijah Pepper call. I think he's due to hit a 3. They're going to run a play for him, and he's the kind of player that if he's ready, he can knock down a 3. So
Kennedy Kohler is their best statistical shooter. He's 42% from beyond the arc. Pepper last year shot 36% from beyond the arc. Maybe 32%. This year he's at 34%. I'll tell you what, they missed Damian Squire tonight. With Starks with 17, Brown with 11, they missed his defensive presence. So here's Magnon, roll the ball up the floor. On the left side, leave for Fuller. Fuller against Okereke down underneath. They're going to go right at the freshman, step through, and Okereke blocked the shot, and they're going to whistle him for a foul.
Wow, that's just tough, because I agree with you. That was all ball. That was all ball, and he's fouled out of the game, does Okereke, but that was all ball.
So Okereke done, his 5th foul.
Wow, that's a tough call. That was all ball. He didn't come off or anything. And all the contact was being made by Fuller. Fuller was the one who was just leaning his body into him. And so, wow, that's a tough break for the Matadors, because that was a clean block, and then the Matadors would have had a chance to run some more time off. It's going to be a 4-point game after these 2 free throws.
4 points, 4 rebounds for Okereke in 19 minutes. He leaves the game. So Fidelis done, Festus back in. Festus Andemania has 10 points in 16 minutes. And here's Caleb Fuller. He's living at the free throw line. He was 11 of 13 so far. He leads UC Davis with 21 points. And that one rattles in off the front rim.
Yeah, he's just clutch. I mean, he's got a nice soft touch. And sometimes when you're in a rhythm like he is at the free throw line, if you miss it, nobody believes it, and you get the rebound.
So this one, he'll match his career high of 23, and as Alan mentioned, a 4-point game. Strange things happen at sundown when these 2 teams get together. Matadors need a bucket here. They're up 4. Right side, Hendricks for CSUN. Looking inside, he'll put the ball to the floor on the wing. Between the circles, Starks, high post, left side, Andemania gives it right back to TJ. TJ to his right on the dribble, into the lane, extra pass for Festus. Strong to the basket. Trying to go reverse left to right, fouled by Fuller.
Smart foul, because Festus missed his last 2 free throws. So that was an excellent foul. You don't let him have an easy dunk or a layup. and now he just has to step up and make some free throws.
How about Starks showing the faith in Andamania
Yep.
to shuffle him the ball?
And regardless of what happens in this game, it's the things like that that'll go a long way with your teammates.
Andamania's first free throw is good.
Yep.
5 points. That's big.
That's
that
huge.
first free throw is big.
Yep.
Now, you know he wants to make the second one, but, I mean, the first one was the big one.
Especially after he missed 2 in a row, he needed to see that go through. But now, let's see if he can make this one.
Festus 3 of 6. If he makes this one, it'll get him over 50%. And it's short off the front rim. Defensive rebound, Cameron Ba for the Aggies. Under 2 minutes to play in regulation. Matador 75, UC Davis 70. Magnon on the right side into the corner for Kohler. In front, here's Fuller down the right side of the lane over Hendricks, and it rolls in. How
Fuller's
about that?
having a heck of a game, isn't he?
Fuller now 25 points, a new career high. Remember, hit 7 of 11 against the Matadors last year. He's 6 of 10 from the floor and 13 of 15 from the free throw line tonight. CSUN up 3, 75-72. Right side, Andamania. Off to Brown. Darius on the right wing, leaves for Starks in front. Starks backs off against Ba, 10 to shoot for the Matadors. Starks trying to break it down off the dribble, 6 to shoot. Three-pointer. Back iron, bounce out, defensive rebound, Magnon for Davis. Racing up the floor are the Aggies. Right corner, there's your man. Rattles the cup, no defensive rebound. Andamania snatches it away from Pepper. Under a minute to play. Darius Brown with the basketball for CSUN. 75-72, and a timeout for Mark Gottfried. What a huge rebound for Festus Andamania, AC.
Boy, that was a big rebound, and they're going to put Atten right in the ball game because they're probably going to take Festus out for this offensive possession because they want to make sure they got some free throw shooters in there.
Well, they want to space the floor, yeah, exactly. Yep. And free throws too, but they want to space the floor for sure.
Now, this is what I'm concerned with because Atten has been sitting for a long time, and now if he tries to make a pass into the interior, he may turn it over because he's been sitting for so long without being in the rhythm. So keep that in mind. Sometimes you throw a guy in and he's just cold.
Yeah, well, at this point, you're at 22 seconds on the shot clock. You want to take it down about 10 and then see if you can get to the free throw line here. But, yeah, obviously, if the layup is there, you'll take it. I have a feeling Darius may take the ball to the rim here.
He could.
This may be a little strategery. You know, Mark Gottfried is great out of timeouts.
He's great out of timeouts, and also, Starks had a shot that was just right on line, not able to hit it. Inbounding the ball is going to be Merk Veladze, and inbounding is so important.
So Merk Veladze inbounding. Matadors, Brown, Starks, Atten Wright, and Vontae Hendricks on the floor. So one big in, that's Alex Merk Veladze, the freshman. Big responsibility for him. He'll throw it into the backcourt for Darius. Matadors 75, Aggies 72. Left side, here's Atten Wright, working against B.J. Shaw. Right into the right corner, 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Matadors. Darius using the screen after the right wing, 7 to shoot for CSUN. Darius deep NBA 3, and that's money.
Wow! I didn't expect that. Darius Brown drained a deep 3. Now it's just defense. Play defense.
Here comes Magnon. Matadors 78-72. They take the ball away. Magnon immediately fouls Hendricks.
Well, I tell you what, Hendricks needs to knock down a couple of free throws because it's only a 2-possession game. You want to make it a 3-possession game. But how about Darius Brown II draining that deep 3? I mean, that was just clutch.
Hendricks to the line where he's 4 of 6 on the game, 14 points for Vontae. And the first free throw is missed.
Yeah, I just, I had a funny feeling he was going to miss it. This is the important one. This is the important one to make. You've got to step up there. Certain guys, have kind of confidence in their free throws. Vontae is kind of a streaky free throw shooter, so I thought that one might not go.
So I guess if Davis gets the defense, they're going to call a timeout and try to figure something out. Here's a second free throw from Hendricks. And that one rims out. Atten Wright over the back against Fuller. No foul, out of bounds. It'll be Davis basketball with 23 seconds.
Well, you've got to guard. Don't let them have a three-pointer. Boy, missed free throws have really hurt the Matadors. That would have been the clincher had he made those.
Magnon wheeling up for the Aggies. Leaves for Fuller. Fuller straight away with the 3.
Yep.
And he hit it.
See? That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Had he made those 2 free throws, the Matadors would still be up. So, they're up, but the fact that he missed both those free throws really hurt them. Now it's a 1-possession game.
And so Davis, I guess, will foul as soon as the Matadors inbound.
Yep.
And timeout on the floor by Jim Les. 16 7/10 of a second to play, 78-75.
How about that? You come down and Darius Brown drained that huge three, which was so big. And then Fuller comes down and hits a three-pointer you didn't think he could make.
Fuller, a new career high for him, 28 points, 7 of 11, matching the 7 of 11 he had against the Matadors last February 15th up at the Pavilion at UC Davis. So 28 for Fuller, 19 from Magnon on the Davis side. The Matadors balanced scoring, 17 for Starks, 14 for Brown, 14 for Hendricks, 11 for Festus Andemania.
Balanced scoring, but the free throw misses have hurting the Matadors. They're under 70% now with that 20 for 29. My stat monitor kind of is off a little bit, but free throws, you just have to make them. And the Matadors down the stretch have been having a little bit of trouble. Put it in the hands of Darius Brown or T.J. Starks. I'm pretty sure they're going to hit
I'm
at least one
surprised
free throw.
they don't have Herrick to throw the deep pass. Brendan's been very good at launching the ball down the floor.
Yes, but he's been sitting for so long, you can't expect him to do that.
Hendricks to trigger. They all run towards him. He can run the baseline. In the corner, immediately they get the ball to Brown, and B.J. Shaw immediately will foul Darius.
Well, Darius has to make at least one of these. That's what's important. You want to make at least one to make this a two-possession game. I know Hendricks wanted to make those free throws so desperately, but I felt that he was going to miss them only because I think he's a little bit tired, and there was some pressure on those free throws. He made a good job. He probably should have passed it to Atten Wright, but he wanted to hold on to it. He thought he could make them, and that's important.
How about 57 free throws today? First free throw is good. The captain, Darius Brown, the second. Darius, 6 assists, 3 steals today against just 2 turnovers. And 4 of 4 from the free throw line is the important thing. 79-75, Matadors by 4. And that one rims out. Merck Veladze strong for the rebound. Fuller takes it away. Up the right side, Magnon for Davis. Leaves for Fuller. Fuller dispossessed by Hendricks, a whistle and a foul.
Boy, that's a mistake by Hendricks once again, the Matadors. You don't want to do that, Vontae. You want to make them earn it. Don't let the clock stop and let them shoot free throws.
CSUN 79, Davis 75.
I'm going to go back. I'm sorry,
to play. Go ahead.
I'm going to go back to something. Remember when Vontae Hendricks made the foul when the game was over? He fouled a three-point shooter against Fullerton.
He did.
He doesn't know time and score. He struggles with time and score. He's got to get better with that. That is not a time to go for a steal. That's a time just to wall up and get your hands high and make him shoot over you.
Here we go. Second free throw coming. Fuller made the first. The second goes through. It's a 2-point ball game. And Mark Gottfried will exhaust his final timeout with 8 3/10 of a second to play in regulation. CSUN 79, Aggie 77. So both teams in the penalty. So 2 free throws, no matter who fouls. The possession arrow favors the Matadors. I believe that was Coach Gottfried's final timeout. Jim Les has one remaining for UC Davis.
Free throws have really hurt the Matadors, and Darius Brown missed a free throw. I mean, he could have had a chance to put the Matadors in a much better position. They'd be up by 3 now. Then all you'd have to do is make 1 free throw to make it a 2-possession game. Now, if the Matadors are able to get the ball and bound it, they've got to make 2 free throws to make it a 1-possession, to make it a 2-possession ball game. So free throws have hurt the Matadors. Defense has hurt the Matadors because shooting 50% are the Aggies. So, the Matadors, they had a chance to really put this away and relaxed on the defensive end.
Yeah, the 3 that Fuller made a few moments ago, it was the first 3 that Davis had made here in the second half. Starks in the corner against Ba is fouled, and T.J. Starks will go on the other end and shoot a couple of free throws with 6 8/10 of a second remaining.
Well, I think the Matadors should tell Vontae Hendricks, don't foul. Whatever happens, just don't foul. And I think Coach is talking to him now. These are big free throws for Starks. Now, even a star like Starks can step up there and feel a little bit of pressure. And so no one's immune to it.
Starks not 100%. There was doubt whether he was going to play until game time. Jim Les calls his final timeout with 6 8/10 of a second to play here at the Matadome. Hey, thanks for joining us. Keep in mind tomorrow, a 2 o'clock start. So we're on the air with 1:45 with Matadors pregame, and it'll be a Big West TV situation. Obviously, the ESPN3 people here tonight, my good friend David Gascon and Bill Harendra, who's a New Jersey native. We're talking Jersey before the game.
Yeah, you guys had so much accent going on, I couldn't understand a word.
I don't have an accent.
Yeah,
I
I know.
speak wonderfully. I've had some book learning since. I don't know if Bill
I
has.
heard that accent with Al Davis. I heard that East Coast accent.
The great Al Davis. By the way, if you have not, the 30 for 30 on Al Davis and Pete Rozelle is phenomenal.
It really
I was
is.
going to wait. I was talking to Alan. I was going to tape it and watch it on Sunday, but I just, I got done doing the scout stuff for basketball. I said, let me turn it on for 20 minutes, and an hour and a half later, there it was.
Well, here's basketball right now. Scouting is Starks. Can he hit a couple huge free throws?
Starks 8 of 9 from the free throw line. On the
Not
first
close.
one is short off the
Not
front
close.
rim.
I told you, even the Stars can feel the pressure. Even the Stars can feel the pressure.
So 6.8 seconds to play. So no timeouts left. So Davis has got to rush it up the floor. They're going to be looking to Magnon, who's right behind Stark. Second free throw, nothing but net. Matadors by 3, 80-77. Here we come. Magnon, 5 seconds to play against Starks at midcourt. Dancing to his left. Left wing Fuller. Fuller leans into the 3. No good. There was some doubt as to whether there was some contact. Atten Wright was isolated on him. And the Matadors escape with an 80-77 win over UC Davis. A hard-fought, good team win, AZ.
You come up with the right words at the right time. Escape is absolutely right. I tell you, nice free throw make by Starks. Good defense by Starks, not allowing Magnon to get a direct line to the basket. So, and because there were no timeouts, Magnon could do nothing but just do his very, very best to try to get the ball towards the rim.
A lot of free throws today between the two teams, Alan. 62 free throws were shot. Matadors postgame coming up next, presented by Under Armour, official outfitter of CSUN Athletics. Under Armour, built to make you better. Check GoMatadors.com for the latest in branded CSUN apparel. Alan and I are back after this with the postgame. Matadors basketball, CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
It's game time, Matador fans, and at Northridge Toyota, it's game on. With over 700 new, certified, and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs to choose from, they're sure to have one that's just right for you. Come in and see why Northridge Toyota is the fastest growing Toyota dealership in the San Fernando Valley. Northridge Toyota, big enough to count, small enough to care. Located on Nordoff across the street from the Northridge Mall, and proud supporters of CSUN Athletics. Go Matadors!
It's not just a haircut, it's an authentic experience with True Barbershop. Book your appointment now at TrueBarbershopInc.com. True Barbershop is committed to serving the community and have partnered with the Matadors to unite the Valley one haircut at a time. With a team of 8 professional and qualified licensed barbers, True Barbershop can service all ages from kids to seniors to retired and military. True Barbershop is located at 9229 Reseda Boulevard in Northridge and is a proud supporter of CSUN Athletics.
Matadors postgame from Under Armour, 88-70. CSUN with the win over UC Davis. We'll jump in with the stat report brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, located at 9301 Tampa Boulevard in Northridge. Save time by ordering takeout on the website from their to-go favorites menu. The 2020 and 15-15 wings combo still available for a limited time. Think about those if you're doing a little Super Bowl action tomorrow. On the UC Davis side, Alan, Matadors win this one 80-77. In UC Davis, how about Caleb Fuller? 30 points and 6 rebounds, 7 of 11 from the floor, 15 of 17 from the free throw line, 23 minutes played for Fuller. So how efficient was he? He generated 30 points in 11 shots.
Oh, my goodness. And, then he hit that huge three-point shot. And, Davis, no matter what, they are just always going to give the Matadors trouble. Matadors got up by about 14 points. You thought maybe they were going to run it high, but nope. Fuller decides he's going to be hero.
The shot he hit, the 3 he hit with 17 seconds to play, was the first in the second half for UC Davis. They'd missed their previous 7 from beyond the arc. At that point, they were 2 of 8 in the first half, were the Aggies from bonus distance. Christian Anegwe, 7 points and 6 rebounds in his 24 minutes. He ended up fouling out of the ball game. Kennedy Kohler, 6 points and 6 rebounds in 28 minutes for UC Davis. Cameron Baugh, 3 points, 36 minutes. He had 3 rebounds as well for the Aggies. Elijah Pepper, Matadors did a good job on him. 8 points, 4 rebounds in 34 minutes. He had 2 assists as well. They missed Squire tonight. They missed Damian
yes,
Squire,
they did.
both as a facilitator and his defensive
Yes,
prowess.
they did, and it could be a totally different ball game if they have Squire. I mean, Ball only gets you the 3 points, and then he can't guard like Squire can. So it's just one of those times where they were down a man and they just couldn't overcome, but they sure got close.
4 points and 2 rebounds for B.J. Shaw in 10 minutes. 6 minutes for Ron Pekka. He did not score. Aaron Murphy had a cameo of 2 minutes in the first half. How about Ezra Magnon? We talked about him. The Matadors, I thought, did a good job on him. He did have 19 points, 6 of 9 from the floor, 7 of 7 from the free throw line, but 3 assists to 4 turnovers, and that's what really did it for the Matadors. I mentioned coming in, when the Matadors have more assists than the opposition, they're 4-0. Now make it 5-0. And when they force more turnovers than they commit, they're 4-1. Make that 5-1 now. Overall, 24 of 48. Davis shot 50% from the floor, 3 of 16 from beyond the arc, 19%, and 26 of 30. They went to the free throw line 30 times, 87%. They shoot nearly 80% as a team on the season. 32 rebounds for the Aggies, 6 assists to 17 turnovers. And there you go. To me, that's the game right there. Matadors really didn't allow them to really get into their offense till late in the ballgame.
Yeah, the fact that the Matadors were able to turn them over was so huge because it was points off turnovers that literally saved the Matadors. Because if they didn't have those, this could be a totally different. Well, it would be a totally different ending because, shooting 50%, shooting 90% from the free throw line. Basically, I mean, wow, what a wonderful game plan that the Aggies had.
Yeah, Aggies had a good game plan. The Matadors had a better one, though. They came away with the win, 80-77. We hope Miles Brookins is better. He played about 3 minutes, took 3 shots, didn't make them, and I think the ankle just wasn't ready to go for Miles today. Ron Artest, 15 minutes, was solid for the Matadors, 6 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist. 3 of 4, had a big shot late in the ballgame, AZ.
Yes, he did, and it's what can you say? I mean, he just played wonderfully.
4 minutes for Brendan Herrick, got a rebound but did not score. Fidelis Okirike, he fouled out in 19 minutes, but 4 points and 4 rebounds, and I think he just gets better every day.
Yes, he does. He just needs the time. That's all it is.
Atten Wright had 6 points on a couple of threes in the first half in his 16 minutes for CSUN. Alex Merkveladze, I thought in 25 minutes, had a great all-around game. 6 points, 3 rebounds, a couple of assists, 3 of 7 from the floor. Didn't make any of those threes, but I thought he also gave them a decent presence down low.
Yeah, well, his plus-minus was 14. So, he was very effective when he was in the ballgame. I love the fact that he did not have a turnover and he had a couple of assists. And his shots are going to fall. Those three-pointers are going to start falling with some regularity soon.
Matadors also, Vontae Hendricks. How about the game he had, AZ? 14 points, 2 rebounds for him. He had an assist as well and 3 steals in 26 minutes. Was very efficient, and but really I think the job that he did on Magnon, particularly in the second half, was where he needs to be lauded.
Yeah, he just made Ezra work. He made Ezra work, and then for the fact that he was able to get 14 points, look, he would have loved to be able to make a couple of more free throws, but that's all right. He was able to do a good job defensively. He was in the game. He was engaged, and sometimes you got to take the good with the bad with a guy who just wants to play all out all the time.
Festus, how about Festus Andamani? 11 points, 2 rebounds in 17 minutes, and great energy for the Matadors when they needed it.
Well, Festus wants to be in the starting lineup, and what he has to learn is this on the defensive end, and the rebounding is where he's going to get a chance to play. And look, if he can make 11 points, then that's just icing on the cake. But all his shots were around the rim. He needs to be a little bit better from the free throw line, but we know he's got a nice free throw stroke. But for Festus, that energy, that toughness, and help the Matadors with good defensive post play and rebounding.
Like Dante in the 1994 Kevin Smith Classic Clerks, TJ Starks wasn't even supposed to be here today. 18 points in 36 minutes. He also had 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. We were told that if TJ played, he'd have a minutes restriction. He played 36 minutes tonight.
But you know what? He was hurting because he was only 4 of 13 from the field. Thank goodness he made his free throws. No, he had assists, but he was hurting. He was not his normal bouncy self, but he willed himself to be out there, and they needed him to get this W.
And what can you say about Darius Brown? I mean, I've said all year, as he goes, so do the Matadors. 38 minutes, 4 of 5 from the floor, made all 3 of his 3-point baskets, 4 of 5 from the free throw line, 15 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, +5 on the defensive side, and just getting other guys involved, getting the rest of his team involved, Darius Brown.
You talk about next man up, but if the Matadors did not have Darius Brown on the floor for a game, it'd be a tough next man up situation because he is so important to the Matadors in so many ways. And I remember us saying early on in the season that he's got to be a scorer. He has to be a scorer. And he's taken that challenge because that's something that he normally doesn't do. But he cares about scoring now because he knows his team needs it.
Matadors overall, 25 of 49 from the floor, 51%, 8 of 18 from beyond the arc, 44%, and 22 of 33, 67% from the free throw line. So that was the big difference. Although the Matadors only made 4 free throws less than Davis, they shot 3 less, and the Aggies shot 87%, the Matadors 67%, and that was a difference in terms of making this game a little bit closer for the Aggies. They were out-rebounded 32-22, and that's something they're going to need to address. But I guess if you're not missing shots, then you're okay with not having a lot of rebounds. 14 assists to 11 turnovers for the Matadors, so they were a +3 there, and some of those turnovers came late, Alan.
Yeah, they've got tired, I think, is all. I'm curious to see how it's going to be tomorrow because, when you have a guy that's hurt, like T.J. Starks. And ladies and gentlemen, T.J. Starks is on the court right now taking shots. He probably should be resting, but he didn't like the way he shot. But I'll be curious to see tomorrow how the Matadors rebound because they look like a tired team towards the end.
Out-of-town scoreboard also coming up, brought to you by True Barbershop, located at 9229 Reseda Boulevard and at TrueBarbershopInc.com. They're still accepting appointments through their website. It's owned by Matador alumni, and they're proud supporters of CSUN Athletics. Only one other game aside from ours tonight that was active, and Irvine ended up with the win there, 70-53 over CSU Bakersfield. Irvine 10-5 on the year. CSU Bakersfield falls to 11-7. I'll be really interested to see how the Roadrunners bounce back tomorrow, because I know we're talking with Will Carter about Rod Barnes earlier today. You know he's going to have them ready tomorrow.
Yeah, the only thing with the Roadrunners, they're going to play good defense and they're going to get after it, but because they don't really have a go-to guy offensively, they don't have a guy that you could just depend on to get you 18 to 20 points a night. When their shots aren't falling, and if they're not guarding the way they're capable of guarding, then they're going to struggle. And tonight, it appears that the Anteaters were able to score 70 points, which is more than enough for them to score to win on most nights.
Awaiting Mark Gottfried, we'll step aside and come back with more on the post-game show presented to you by Under Armour. Matadors win this one 80-77. Back with more Matadors basketball on the CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center.
What happened to us? We used to gather in crowd arenas. Now we're watching March Madness while stuck in work holes.
Loser.
Jerk. Or shoved in man caves. We've been left alone with a DVR replay while trying not to wake the baby. Enough! Let's make our ancestors proud and follow the tribe, the B-Dubs, so we can fill our beers, crush all the wings, and pound every single game. You want madness? That's March Madness. Buffalo Wild Wings. Roar!
Mid-Valley Dental Care is proud to be the official dental practice of CSUN Athletics. Doctors Casey and Terrence Lau have been listening, caring, and explaining for over 44 years. Just blocks from the CSUN campus at 8815 Reseda Boulevard, Mid-Valley Dental Care specializes in athletes' dental care, as well as cosmetic, orthodontia, oral surgery, and dental implants. Make your appointment today at midvalleydentalcare.com, official dental practice of CSUN Athletics.
Allen and Gazal back with you. Matadors Basketball, CSUN Sports Network, presented to you by Dignity Health, Northridge Hospital Medical Center. Mark Godfrey joins us momentarily. The Matadors win this one 80-77 against UC Davis. Hey, Coach, Gazal and Allen here with you. Great team win today. I know you guys dealt with a lot this week. 80-77, solid team win. Give me some thoughts starting off.
Well, I think, if we make some foul shots late in the game and we got to defend without fouling, putting them on the line, I think, late, then we probably got a chance to win that game by a little bigger margin. I think our foul shooting late was really, it kept the game close for them. But overall, our guys played hard. We had a lot of guys didn't practice this week. Thought they stepped up and played and did a nice job. And so, I hate it for Miles. He just can't seem right now to get healthy. He's got a lot of pain, and, we really need him. But Fidelis came in and did a nice job, and Festus did a good job. And so, a lot of guys stepped up, made some nice plays, and really helped us.
There are a couple guys I want to single out. I thought Vontae, and I know there were other guys who helped out on him. I thought Vontae did a tremendous job against Magnon, just kind of limiting what he could do. I know he scored 19 points, but he just wasn't really able to get into rhythm to get his other guys involved.
Well, and I thought with Vontae, we thought that his length, he's a little taller, a little bigger, a little quick, got some quickness that we wanted, Mannion to have to score over him all night long. He did a pretty good job, but he's a good player now. He's a quick, effective player, and they scored around the rim a little too much, and the kid Fuller ended up having a career night, and that's something we have to do a better job of tomorrow, not letting him have that kind of night.
Is that, Coach, is that the matter of an individual just stepping up and making a decision that guy's not going to score, or there's some team stuff that you can do in terms of positioning?
I think there's a couple things. He went to his left hand. Sometimes with young players, it's like, the mental is to the physical as 4 is to 1, as John Wood used to say. Mentally we've got to be able to take his left-hand hook, and he wants to go over that right shoulder, and we just didn't do a very good job inside with that tonight. So we may have to double down a little bit tomorrow, where he doesn't have just a free-for-all down there around the basket. I thought that really hurt us more than anything. His play, his foul shooting, his low-post play. He did a heck of a job for him. But we've got to do a lot better job tomorrow with him.
And I've noticed, and it works on both sides, offense and defense, you've kind of been going with the hot hand more in terms of the low post, and I thought you hit a little bit of a lottery today. You got good production out of Festus. Fidelis, although he did foul out, did a nice job for you just in terms of using his body down inside. And then I thought Alex, again, was effective for you guys on the defensive side as well. I know those guys.
Well, they both did
young.
a really nice job. And, Fidelis, I thought his last foul, he had a heck of a block, quite frankly. And it was a tough call that, fouled him out of the game. But, Festus made a couple nice plays. Now, we did miss a lot of foul shots, and that's one thing that probably hurt us, more than anything late. And, we got to do a better job with that. But, all those guys collectively did some nice things. I think we got to get a little bit more out of our post players, a little bit more scoring. We go down there some. I think Miles had a couple cracks at it first 2 or 3 plays of the game, but he just doesn't, he's got too much soreness, and we got to really be careful with Miles and make sure that he's healthy to play. But, we got to get some more scoring out of those guys around the bucket. I thought late in the game we did. We got to make foul shots a little bit better and come back and be ready to play again tomorrow.
Coach, I'm going to stay on the defensive bent. You've been talking about defense, and if you look at the stats, you probably aren't going to be happy because of the fact that they shot 50%. But I think one thing that I thought you did very well as a team, and I don't know if it was something you guys really put a lot into it, but Elijah Pepper was only 4 of 10 from the floor, 40%. He had 8 points. He did have 4 rebounds, but he had 3 turnovers. He never got comfortable offensively.
No, I didn't think he did. I thought we did a pretty good job with him. And, one thing about their team, they really do a good job of moving the ball and executing and running their offense, and they run it hard. And so defensively it puts a lot of pressure on you. But, we did a good job with Pepper. We got to do it again tomorrow. We got to, really try to keep Manjan out of the paint. I think that was, one of our points of emphasis. And then we've got to do a good job on those guys inside around the basket. I think we come back here tomorrow. I think those are going to be our keys. But, obviously you can't let a guy like Pepper get going because he's made some shots against us in the past, and we just can't let him get going.
Coach, and last thing from me is, we talk all year how TJ and Darius really set the tone for you guys, and when they do what they did tonight, TJ only had 2 points in the first half, and then he comes up in the second half, has a big second half, and makes some points late, and just Darius just getting guys involved early and making a big shot late in the ball game for you.
Well, the shot he made was just huge. It was just a huge shot, the 3 he made. And, obviously we needed that. The shot clock was going down. But, I think we're a team still that we got a lot of room for growth. We have a lot of room to get better. I think we can improve. And it's each individual guy. It's not one person. I think it's every guy. And but TJ obviously puts a lot of pressure on guys, and Darius has some experience, so that backcourt is pretty good for us right now. I thought Atten came in, made a couple shots for us too, really helped us. Vontae defensively was good. So, we're kind of piecing it together, but we've just got to keep getting better.
Coach, before we let you go, I just want to say one thing, and I'm going to put a smile on your face. Not that you don't have one, but right now taking shots, and he's been out here since our post-game show, TJ Starks working with Devontae, putting up shots, taking some free throws. I think you got these young men's attention and what it takes to be a winner.
Well, I hope so, and I know they want to win. And we've just had so many interruptions and injuries and different things, and we're starting to figure this thing out with our team a little bit more. But each day is a different opportunity, like tomorrow, and we've got to really just keep getting better. But we got great young guys here, and hopefully they'll just keep improving.
Hey, Coach, congratulations. Got the quick turnaround. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Mark Godfrey joining us on the post-game show. Alan and I will come back momentarily, wrap it up for you. Final score tonight, 80-77. CSUN knocks off UC Davis. Back with more on the post-game after this.
At Dignity Health Northridge Hospital, patients recently participated in their own summer rehab games. Every 2 years, the Center for Rehabilitation Medicine holds an event for patients who are recovering from brain and spinal cord injuries. The games are designed to help patients achieve treatment goals, including balance, coordination, endurance, and social interaction. Patients heal and conquer goals in many ways. This event is just another way the center connects with patients on a human level. Share your acts of human kindness on social media using #HelloHumanKindness.
Where's Northridge Toyota? It's where I come to get great deals on my favorite cars. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I get impeccable service with a smile. Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where I go to feel at home.
Where is Northridge Toyota? It's where they have 64 service bays to fix any problem.
Northridge Toyota, your neighborhood Toyota dealership.
Northridge Toyota is located at 19550 Nordoff and is a proud supporter of CSUN Athletics.
Well, for one game anyway, AZ, as we welcome back on Matadors postgame from Under Armour. The Matadors were better than Ezra, both TJ Starks and Darius Brown II. Tonight's players of the game presented by Under Armour, the official outfitter of CSUN Athletics. Under Armour, built to make you better. AZ, you are the judge, you are the jury. Who do you think? First for the UC Davis Aggies.
It's Fuller, Mr. Fuller, Caleb Fuller. I mean, look at him. He's plays 23 minutes. He hits 15 of 17 from the free throw line, 7 of 11 from the floor. That big three-pointer that really put a scare in the Matadors, scores 30 points, grabs 6 rebounds. He just was a wonderfully talented player for the Aggies this evening.
How about for the Matadors?
For the Matadors is going to be Mr. Darius Brown II. That big three-pointer that he hit towards the end of the ball game, the fact that he had 6 assists and only 2 turnovers, he does everything that he can to help his Matadors win. Today, TJ Starks didn't shoot the way he could, but he still kept feeding TJ. He still kept trusting and believing in his teammates. And Darius Brown II is just a fantastic point guard. And tonight he got the W. And that's what point guards want to have. They want to have the wins.
Yeah, we talked about it before the game. When the Matadors have more assists than their opposition, they're now 5-0. And when they have fewer turnovers than their opposition, they're 5-1, and that's big. And then when they lead at halftime, they're now 6-1 in games they're leading at halftime. So, Mark Godfrey talked about it, is guys coming together. They've not had a solid number of players. It's a different deck of cards every time they go out to play. First they have Miles, and they don't have Miles. They haven't had Lance. They didn't have Ron. Now they have Ron. They weren't sure if TJ was going to play, and then obviously TJ came out and just played. Because he's a gamer. So it's just really great. And then even the coaching staff is shorthanded with Coach Herrick opting out. No Mo Williams. They weren't able to replace Mo, so they have different guys playing different roles. But that's what team sports teach you about, stepping up and playing that role and doing what you can do. And the Matadors did it tonight against a team that really they hadn't had a whole lot of success against recently.
A team that feels confident against the Matadors, a team that had a few games under their belt before they played the Matadors, a team that really wanted to get the W. So today the Matadors did something that was important for them. They were able to continue their winning streak and get a chance to see the final score be on their behalf playing against the Aggies.
And I mean, this is a team that swept the Matadors last year. So they swept CSUN with Elijah Harkless, with, Lamine Genet, with Terrell Gomez. By the way, Terrell Gomez turns 23 years old today. Happy birthday, Terrell.
Tigo.
And, playing well, and Elijah playing well. And Lamine starts his season a week from yesterday. He's with the Delaware Blue Coats, which are the G League affiliate of the Philadelphia 76ers. So he will play. Actually, they're going to play Fort Wayne. I don't know that Steph Hicks is back with Fort Wayne, but there's a possibility that it could be some Matador-on-Matador action there.
I'd look to see if Mr. Hicks was on the Mad Ants roster, but I didn't see him.
before we sign off, obviously want to thank several people. I want to thank Nick Bocanegra, who's the SID for CSUN Matadors men's basketball, and our good friend Eric Bankston. Couldn't make the trip, but he handles all the information for UC Davis and made sure we were able to get it. We weren't on Big West TV today. We'll be on tomorrow, so I'm going to shout out our technical director, Matt Monroe, and both game day managers here at the Matadome, Jared Garcia and Robbie Yant, doing a great job. And then, of course, Will Carter, our general manager for CSUN Matadors properties for Learfield IMG. The final score tonight, CSUN 80, UC Davis 77. We're back at it tomorrow. Remember, it's a 2 o'clock tip, so Alan and I will be on the air at 1:45 tomorrow with Matadors pregame from Dignity Health. Any final thoughts, AZ?
Looking forward to tomorrow. It's a short turnaround, so it's going to be interesting to see who's got the fresher legs towards the end of the ball game.
That's good insight for you, and we'll talk about it on the pregame tomorrow. Until then, until Saturday, my name is Ghazal Hassan for Alan Zinsmeister. We'll talk to you tomorrow. So long, everybody. Good night, Lou. Good night, Arthur. This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield IMG College under broadcasting rights granted by CSUN. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of CSUN and Learfield IMG College. Announcers are provided by Learfield IMG College and approved by CSUN.